What?
Your bag?
What?
Oh, your blanket. What's on your blanket?
It's like an Angels blanket. Got an Angels game.
You
It's
fit in
free.
well in Ukaipa. You know Ukaipa is like an Angels only town?
Of course, they're all Angels fans. That's weird though.
I know, it's crazy. I don't care, as you know, either way. But like,
that's why the because like there's always like jokes about Angels fans that like they're never there. It's because they all live in Ukaipa
they
and
all
they
live in
can't drive
Ukaipa.
out
That's
to
it.
baseball. It's too far of a drive.
Yeah.
Because whenever you go to an Angels game, if it's like almost every time I've gone to an Angels game, even if it's a team that's like really far away, there are more people cheering for that team than for the Angels.
Because they're all out here. I think we have one friend, Olin, that like roots for the Dodgers, and he's like died in the blue, because they're Dodgers. But other than that, and that shows how much people are into like them out here, that I actually know that people out here are into the Angels. The people ask me like, "Oh, Angels or Dodgers?" And I'm like, I don't know.
I think you can like they're in different leagues.
That's what I thought.
I guess that's like White Sox and Cubs.
Yeah.
But they're in different leagues, but they're the same city.
Town, right? Yeah.
But like, I don't like. I guess I like the Angels. They're my favorite American League team. But I'm not a big baseball guy. But I definitely don't like the Dodgers.
I've been to the Angels and Dodgers games before.
Yeah.
My favorite part: Dodger dogs.
Dodger dogs are all right.
They're the best.
They're so expensive.
Well, I never bought one for myself. I was just going with my grandparents.
They're good. They're pretty good.
They were good for me.
They have these garlic fries that are like spectacular.
This is sports talk.
Why are we talking about sports? I guess we're talking about food.
Yeah, that's how
sports food.
That's how I relate to sports.
Sports food talk.
What kind of food do they have at the sport?
In
high school, I never went to a single sport game, except.
You ever went to football games?
Except the football games. When I was a.
You were selling.
Well, yeah, I had to work the snack bar because I was on student government. So again, I relate to sports through food. I don't know what that says.
So anything else exciting going on?
Well, since I saw you last
on Thursday.
I don't know.
Did you go to Disneyland yesterday?
I'm like sore. We gotta like.
Why are you sore?
Because we went 3 full days plus walking around in LA and stuff, and I'm out of shape. Bad. It's good. It's good that I'm like sore because remember we were at the hotel, so I walked back and forth like a couple times each day.
What?
So it was good.
What just happened?
This is very interesting for the YouTube listeners at the moment.
So when did you get back? I guess you got back last night.
Yeah, like when I texted you, we were driving by In-N-Out. And we're like, I think we're going to stop at In-N-Out. I better text Brendan. We didn't know we were going to stay so late. We had a cool thing. Janelle went and got fast passes for for Star Tours.
Mm-hmm.
And while she was getting them, one of the employee guys was there, and he was like working on the machine or something because he had like a little remote thing or something that was connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
And she put in the card, and then like it just kept spinning out more and more. And he's like, "Ooh, you better get those," because they're like dropping on the ground, and she was trying to pick them up. And they were all like legit fast passes. He gave us 15.
So would you go on it a bunch of times?
We went on it twice, but it takes a while still, and we were like getting tired. So we used the ones that we needed, and then we used the others, and we had like a little family and then a little couple, and we like gave them to them. Nice. And they're all excited. And it's funny because the family like went when we went to the second time. So they every time we like pass them and they like queue, they'd be like, "That's the family that gave us the things. Thank you." So it's kind of fun. So we got to go on it twice, and it was really fun. So that was good.
Nice.
Oh, and then the Thor thing. Did you see the picture that Janelle posted?
So what is that?
Oh, it's actually, it's a meet and greet, but it's kind of a little show that goes with it too. Mm-hmm. It's a little show, but it's cool. Like, you go through this little queue, and it's got all the like armor and stuff from Thor and from Asgard and stuff. And then you go in this little room, and it's got displays all around, and the lights come down, and Odin talks, and he says, "I'm going to bring you to Asgard. Come on the Bifrost." And the lighting changes, like all the smoke comes out, and the light goes like rainbow lights, and it's like like the sound effects. You're going to Asgard, and so like. It's rumbling and stuff, and then the door opens, and you walk out, and you're in the throne room of Asgard. It's really cool. I mean, just lighting effects and sound.
And you pick somebody.
Well, and then so Thor's in there, and he's like, "Greetings," and everyone crowds in. There's about 30 people.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were in line, and these people cut in front of us, like right before everyone went in, and we almost didn't get in, but the people behind us didn't get in, but the guy didn't stop the people from cutting in front. So Janelle was like, "Oh, I can't believe this." And so when we got in, those people pushed to the front, and they're little bratty kids. Like when he said, so the story gets up there, and he says, "Only one can wield Mjolnir, and I need a helper to help me out," or something like that. And these kids ran and pushed to the front, and he's like, "No, children, you must be called by Thor in order to come to the front." And then Luke was going like this, and he's like, "This young man, come forth." And then Luke got to go to the front, and the whole show, Luke helped him. He tried to hold it on his own, he couldn't. He said, "No, you must have my help to wield Mjolnir." And they hold up the hammer, and he does this whole spiel. And then, after he does all this stuff with Luke, he says, "Now I'll have this family," and he brings our family to the front, and everyone got to watch us have a meet and greet with them, and they all did a photo shoot with us and stuff. And then after we left, people lined up, and they got to go one at a time. So we got to be
nice.
so it's not a little bit of a show, but also the guy that's playing Thor commented on my beard. He said, "That is a fine beard, my friend." And I said, "Yours as well." And he says, "I work hard to grow one as well as this," or I don't know, something like that.
Excellent.
So it's pretty fun.
Get complimented.
So yeah, got a beard compliment by Thor.
Awesome.
So it was cool. Ooh, I like our little thing.
What little thing?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that's Steven. Oh, hey, Steven, I like your little thing.
That was us?
I did it for a second. I'm like,
why would that be us?
I don't know. How do we get Stay Puft on there? That's cool. It says you.
That's you.
That's you. That's why I was confused.
Hey, Phil. Hey, that's you.
That's you. So that was fun. That was good.
Microsoft Paint. Wow, that's some skills.
What else?
Oh, wait.
So yeah, this is a good.
Check 1,
2, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Testing.
Those are the first few prime numbers, if you're interested in knowing.
Check 1,
2, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Testing.
Those are the first few prime numbers, if you're.
Dude, dork.
It's true.
Evil Mike.
Evil Mike.
Oh, it's Mike Merriman of the Evil Episodes podcast.
Nice. Welcome. Okay, other interesting pre-show thing. So, I guess I'll just say it on the show. Let's talk about that on the show.
Any other pre-show things?
Trying to think.
How was your drive over here? Is it raining yet?
It's raining outside. It's been raining, yeah.
How was the birthday party?
Birthday party was fun. It didn't rain until the end. It actually worked out well. Yeah, it was good timing. I'll just say it was good timing. At the end there, everyone kind of wanted to wrap it up, and there were some nice family members that we all love, but sometimes don't, go, and then it started raining, so it was good timing. So, that was good. It worked for everyone.
Brendo, if you ever got married, would you be open to organizing a synchronized African anteater ritual dance on the dance floor, a la Can't Buy Me Love?
Would you?
Absolutely. I'd have to study.
That's true. You can't just go into that half-hearted.
No.
Yeah. On the birthday party. Oh wait.
Was there a piñata?
Oh.
Where am I located? We're in Yucaipa.
Brendo moved to Yucaipa. We live in the same town now. It's fantastic. We're
in the middle of
few
nowhere.
blocks away from each other.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a little more than that. What? Like a mile? So you're figuring out exactly less than a mile?
I never walked it. Yeah, where is it? It's if you keep so you're on the 10, you go east from Los Angeles,
Go San
and then you keep
Bernardino.
going, and then you keep going some
Then you hit
more,
Redlands.
and then you keep going some
Then
more.
you turn off the freeway there, and you're at Yucaipa.
Yeah,
It's like between San Bernardino and Palm Springs.
it's at the foothills of Big Bear.
That's right.
If you're on your way to Big Bear,
If you don't know where
it
any
is.
of that is,
It's near the desert, but it's not
it's
desert.
not the desert. It's like the hills above the desert.
Yeah, we're above the desert.
I thought it was desert before we moved here.
It's not hot here. Like,
no, yeah.
Well, it gets hot, but not
like any more than other Southern California.
It's not like Inland Empire hot. It's not Riverside.
Right.
It's not red.
It's always, even from Redlands, it's usually about like 5 or 6 degrees cooler.
We're in the foothills.
So yeah.
Which means it does snow hill. The hills 2.0.
Yeah, we got snow.
It just snows here every once in a while.
Quite a bit in the last little,
which was weird.
A little bit over a week ago.
You didn't tell me about I was going to be living in snow conditions.
I didn't know. That's the most snow we've ever gotten.
It hasn't snowed since.
Yeah. It's rainy now. It's probably not going to again this year.
What if it gets colder tonight?
It could. But according to Weather Underground, it won't.
The opposite of a new job, the unemployment,
a not job.
The loss of my job brought me here because it's way cheap, and I want to go back to school, and I can do that for living cheaply here.
And since he had to go somewhere, I convinced him this was a good cheap place to go.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
So far, right? It's cool.
It's been all right.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
There's a high concentration of trailer parks and cowboy boots.
There are.
It's like it's sort of like
rural,
sort of like being back in Missouri
it's
a little
like
bit.
That.
It'll be like girls, but different. It's just guy. And it's not 20-somethings. It's mid-30s Brendo. I should have my stuff together by now, but I don't.
You're getting it. You got it together. What?
Yeah, I got to catch up on Shameless. I'm a little behind because I didn't have Showtime for a while. I have a Showtime Anytime account, though. I got to catch up. All right, I think we're going to get started.
Should we get started on the show?
Since this is the earliest we've ever started, though.
In Yucaipa.
So.
Because I got here early. Than I have before. We're all good, right?
Yeah, we're good.
152?
Let me just... Yes. Is it 152? Did I put 152 in the Hangout title?
I don't know.
Did I? Yes, I did. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it right. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. One last computer check here.
Any more Black Widows in your heater?
I don't think so. I haven't checked. I'm too scared.
Well, I did get the egg sack out, so should be cool.
Well, now it's like really hot in there, so.
How's the broadband in Yucaipa?
Super fast. Well, I have like the super fast Time Warner.
Once you actually got it going, right?
Like, let's do a speed test. You can see
an exact
how fast
number.
It is. For a minute, I thought I was gonna get Uverse, but they didn't have it in my specific area of Yucaipa. But I have Time Warner, so we're at. It's almost 300 megs. It's pretty fast. Ooh, it's past 300 megs. It's going. It's going.
15, 16.
Boom, boom. 315.
315.
Yeah. It's good. And what do we got? Upload. Almost 20. Almost 20. Ooh, it's gonna hit 20. Bam. Makes it good for streaming stuff.
21.43.
Like my Twitch streams that I've been doing. High quality.
It's not bad.
So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Works for me.
There might be some weird militias out here. There's a lot of large farms and rural areas.
Well, and see, Yucaipa, but then you have like you do get to the desert community.
The desert communities past, like when you get to like Joshua Tree and like out there, there's got to be some weird militias.
Even out in like the edges of abandoned stuff.
Because that's where like the Scientologists have their super secret desert compound is out there. There's probably a lot of compounds.
It's out there, but we're like the hills to the side.
We're like
of all
a
that.
mountain town.
Yeah.
There's some weirdos. There's a lot of trailer parks.
Sure, but
there's farms. It's like a mix, and then there's like super nice like suburban tract homes,
and then like really
super nice
up in the hills.
It's a very diverse.
Yeah.
Because you've got like shacks.
Yeah.
And like trailer parks, and then like older. Like I live in like a nicer apartment complex, but it's older, but it's still nice.
But it's kind of like bungalows.
You were where Rambo showed up in First Blood. Yeah, kind of similar, I would say.
They're making a new Rambo, right?
Are they? Supposedly
he leaked information about the new one. It's going to be like the final one.
The last one was actually pretty cool. Did you see it?
I did not ever see it.
Last Blood.
Last Blood.
Final Blood. The bloodening.
Blood again.
Bloody blood.
Bloody blood.
Super Ultra Blood Edition.
Blood is thicker than Rambo.
It's pretty good. If it was called that.
I gotta see it for sure.
All right.
Ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
And we're back here in Radio BrendoMan Studios.
That's right. In the
we're
hills.
Just talking about Ukaipa.
Good place. So far, so good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every journey, every walk is a new adventure.
That's right.
So today on my walk...
Where'd you go?
Well, just my normal, like, around the block, the loop walk, 2 miles.
All right.
Today I saw a dog that was off leash and, like, outside, and I was like, oh, what if he gets hit by a car? And it had, like, tags on.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm going to go see...
check it out.
And, like, I tried to go up to him to, like, see what was going on, and he just started barking at me and, like, coming towards me, and I'm like, all right, you're on your own.
Good luck, dog.
I made an effort, and because I was like, if that dog gets hit by a car and I don't do anything, I'm going to feel bad. So I made an effort. So he may have gotten hit by a car, I don't know, but I made an effort.
You did your duty. I saw you posted the dogs bite butts.
Oh, yeah, dog bite butts, and then Mario's like, well, no smoking.
His butts.
But the weird thing is the Dogs by Butts house, as far as I can tell, they don't keep their dog out.
Maybe that's just a protest for other people's dogs.
Because there is a dog next door. And the dog next door to that house is weird because sometimes I'll walk by and he's totally fine. But the last couple days, he just gets in my face. And I'm like, I thought we were cool.
He didn't know you were going to keep coming around. He thought it was like a one-time
Maybe that's why. He's like, oh,
this
guy.
Again, huh? Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Yeah. Mike Merriman's here in the chat, host of Evil Episodes podcast, and he asks, how many episodes until Phil gets his name worked into the title of the show? See, you're a humble guy, and it was your suggestion.
That's right.
Because I asked, when we started, I was like, what do you want to do?
Come up with something new, and I was like, no, you got a name already. We need to go with that. Working with bands and stuff over the years, like I'm a big proponent of, if you've built even the smallest amount of name recognition, you don't let that go to waste.
It's true.
Because then you're starting from scratch. It always drives me nuts when like a band decides they're going to go, no, we're going to do a slightly different artistic style. We're going to change the name.
Then you lose everything.
You're starting over now. Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
At least add to the name or something, make it recognizable.
Radio BrendoMan plus Phil.
With Phil. Now with more Phil. No, it's good. It's like it is. People know. If you're in the know, you know.
What if you're not in the know? Then you should get in the know.
Then that's right. Then know. And then you'll know.
So we had quite a week.
Yeah.
Which we should get into in a bit, but we got reader mail.
Let's do reader mail, then we'll
go to it. But I just wanted to bring up that dog story because it happened today and it was fresh on my mind. I also had the first time where a car, I think, didn't realize that they were so close to me and they adjusted, and then they went almost into the other lane, and I almost caused an accident.
Because you're walking around.
Yeah. There's no sidewalks.
There's no sidewalks for a lot of it. Now, we did go up on a walk with you. That's a cool place.
But it was very short.
Not as long as, half a mile? 0.6 miles?
Yeah.
Well, still, it was a walk.
I mean, I don't have a problem. I'm like, you know what? I'm walking in the street and I'm fine with it.
That's good.
That's kind of how I've become.
People do.
And people get out of the way and it's fine. And because it's not like there's no sidewalk. So what are you gonna
You gotta
do?
go somewhere.
And I feel weird walking on other people's property because people are very fierce about their property here. There's so many no trespassing, and
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen so many no trespassing and
there's
private
fences
property
everywhere.
signs.
There's no just open lawns.
And so I feel like these are the kind of people that might take umbrage to a man walking
You're out
on their property.
There's probably some guns being owned around. I'm sure.
Definite gun things, and again, lots of dogs.
Yeah. It's a great town. You guys should all move here.
But it's a pretty good town.
It really is.
I got my library card.
That's right.
And
so now we're connected to a larger system. That's all good. Okay, wait, real quick, I have to point out. Mike in the chat asked reader. We said reader mail, and yes, we read reader mail because the first episode we said reader mail, and now it's stuck. So it's always reader mail, no matter what. That's just a thing. That's to appease my little OCD tendencies there. So
Phil is crazy.
it's reader mail from now. We can't change it. It's been in the chat. I mean, it's been in our document since episode 1. So yeah.
Which was actually episode 11.
Episode 11. Still, episode 1 with me. Once I'm in, you got to stick with that stuff. So yeah.
All right.
Let's do some reader mail.
Brendo, have you talked to Jesse Rivers at all lately? I mean, we talk a little bit on Twitter, but I haven't had a detailed conversation with him. He seems to be doing pretty well for himself. Got himself a new lady, so I'm happy for him.
It's good. Where's he at now?
He's in Alabama.
Still out there.
Still in Alabama. Hope one of these days maybe he'll venture back out here.
That's cool.
Jesse's a good guy. But I give Jesse all the love, but did you ever hear when Jesse did a Jesse Rivers minute on Bagged and Boarded?
No.
It was something.
He needs more than a minute, right? That's all.
it was about football, and it was really long, and it wasn't. I don't know. It was maybe he just needs some work.
Yeah.
But
maybe someday he'll just do a guest.
It would be kind of funny if it had just a minute.
That would be like a. That'd be good. Well, let's see.
All right. Have him on the show sometime.
That'd be cool. Yeah, just have him as a guest.
We need more guests. Do we need more guests?
I don't know. I think it's fun to have guests.
We haven't done that a whole lot. It's not really our thing.
No, but I don't think it's a bad thing. We've done it some.
Well, we definitely. So we have guests lined up for the future, just at an unknown time.
Right.
Like for instance, we need to have. Although I remember we planned to have Josh on the show once the bet's settled.
Right.
So that's when we're going to settle the bet,
week.
And we're going to talk about the Punky Brewster with him.
Right.
Today we're going to talk about the Punky Brewster with us.
Yes.
And we've had Derek on the show.
Right.
I don't know if Matt or Malcolm would be on this show, but
we've had a few others. We've done some author episodes.
Yeah. We've
had some family members and friends and stuff.
Yeah. And we need to I already said we were gonna have Mark and Tim
from
Comic Nerds Unite on.
That's right.
We just gotta nail that.
Just we're one of the things I love about
Tim
our
and Mark
show,
posted some very kind things about popsicles this week.
I saw that.
So definitely they're buttering me up.
One of the things I love about our show though is that we just kind of, I mean, we do sort of have a format, I guess, because we kind of go through our thing, but we just do our thing. I like that.
I like it too. Speaking of our thing,
what's our first thing?
Mario writes in, does Brendo's new residence have adequate childproofing for a child with his special needs?
Well, your needs include video games.
I got video games.
You got that.
I got internet.
I
got food.
Place to cook it.
I got TV.
Yeah, so basically, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bed.
But as far as childproofing, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not very childproof.
Not really. There's a big flame underneath your
Yeah, but I avoid that.
Yeah, he just brings me over for that.
Have you guys played Alien Isolation? I haven't.
I'm not.
I'd be too scared.
I've seen Alien and Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. And I think some of the Alien versus Predator or whatever.
I saw the first one.
I think I saw the first one.
Did you see Predators? That was actually pretty cool.
I saw Predator 2, obviously.
Well, Predator 2 is amazing.
But yeah, I hear it's awesome.
All right. Mario also writes, another favorite show moment was when Brendo gets distracted by the chat room and starts yelling at the listeners. It's mostly yelling at Derek.
That's true. Derek can derail Brendo more than any other person. It's hard.
But Derek's at the New Beverly tonight, so we know he's not going to be here.
He's not going to do it. That's cool.
Nothing wrong with Derek in the chat.
That's another one of my favorite parts about our shows.
Our regular chat people.
But it is sometimes, especially when it first started, it was bad though. When we
were
remote,
super distracted.
I'd be like, Brendan, and I think stop talking to the chat. That was stop talking to the chat.
Yeah, I was like, stop looking at the chat.
Yeah, it's hard though because there's stuff popping up.
I don't know what they're showing. Their double features tonight. I know they are showing Beyond the Valley of the Dolls at midnight, but I don't know if he's going to that. So I don't know what he's doing tonight.
Sweet. Well.
I don't think they'd be showing Sweet Valley or Degrassi High because that's not in 35 millimeter.
I'm particular about that.
Well, now especially. That's why Quentin Tarantino took it back over.
Right.
He does all the programming now because they were venturing into non-35 millimeter, and he was like, no, you got to keep it pure.
Well, I hope Derek has fun out there.
Remember the Canadian Teen Drama Show 15? Of course I remember 15 because it was on Nickelodeon after the first couple seasons. They actually showed Nickelodeon and Ryan Reynolds. That was like the first thing he was ever on.
Wow.
And that show was pretty ridiculous.
I never watched it.
It was on like around like because it was on the same block. There was 15 and Welcome Freshman. Did you watch Welcome Freshman? Welcome Freshman was awesome.
Once Ren and Stimpy was over, I was like, all right, you know.
But Welcome Freshman was like this weird sketch. It was like a sketch.
Really?
But like the first couple seasons were like kind of like sketch, but like takes place with these high school kids. But then it turned into this half high school mellow. Like they actually followed around the characters after the first couple seasons. So then it became like this weird kind of teen melodrama. But they still did sketches. It was really weird.
All right.
That girl's name that was in the faculty and in 15, not Rachel Harris.
Rachel Evan Wood?
No. Something Harris. She was also in Stephen King's It. She was also in later seasons because she replaced when Rebecca Gayheart killed a kid driving and all that. I think this is around the same time. Oh, yeah, Rebecca Gayheart killed somebody with her car on accident. But then I think that was why she left Dead Like Me. They didn't, but she just left Dead Like Me, and then her I think it's Rachel Harris, but Rachel Harris is also that comedian girl. So now I think it's Laura Harris. It's gonna bug me. So now I gotta know.
Now you're IMDbing. Oh, just looking it up.
Yes, it is Laura Harris. Boom.
She looks kind of a lot like Kirsten Dunst.
It's like Kirsten Dunst. Like I think that is Kirsten Dunst. It's like Kirsten Dunst meets what's her face?
Totally.
From like Scary Movie and Smiley Face and Anna Faris. So it's like you cross Kirsten Dunst with Anna Faris and you get Laura Harris.
All right.
But yeah, she was in 15, It, Faculty, and Dead Like Me, and 24, apparently.
Did not know that.
You gotta watch Dead Like Me, it's so good. But she took Rebecca Gayheart's place on Dead Like Me.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Rebecca Gayheart got kicked off because she hit that kid.
That would definitely be a thing. All right.
She has a permanent I just licked the lemon face. Kind of.
I don't know. Maybe a lime. Some citrus or another, I suppose.
Okay. Well, that's a tangent there. Craig from the Res writes, hey guys, I know you like Comedy Bang Bang, the television show. Did you know there are going to be 40 episodes this season? So I guess that'd be season 4?
4, yeah.
Did you also hear why the third season is lopsided? Is the third season lopsided? What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, number-wise? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I've watched, half of it, a little over half of it.
Well, Craig's not here to clarify, so he'll have to clarify.
No, I don't know.
We don't know. That's the answer.
All right.
Did you know Reggie Watts is a Montanan? Is that the correct term? Craig's from Montana.
Yeah, he gets to say. So, yeah.
And proud of it. I didn't know that either.
honestly, after watching like his various stand-ups and stuff, I have no idea where. I don't know if he was British or Jamaican or Russian. I mean, like he does so many different voices and characters. I didn't really know he was even. I don't know. You've seen like his TED Talks and things that
Yeah,
he does?
well, I've
Oh
seen
my
his
gosh.
specials, comedy special, and TED Talks, like the best TED Talk.
Yeah, best TED Talk ever.
I like it when he did, like, they're like, what's your voice really sounding like?
Yeah. And his whole like speech that like where he says nothing the whole time, it's amazing. If you haven't watched that, you should look it up.
He's a Montanan.
I did not know that. There's a lot
Proud
of
of
good
it.
stuff that comes out of Montana and Ukaipa, but also Montana. It's good. Like a lot of huckleberry, I found out, which is really tasty.
And we got Ukaipa. What else is Ukaipa famous for besides Stater Brothers?
All right, Stater Brothers, the grocery store chain.
What does Ukaipa mean?
I know we still haven't looked that up. I have no idea.
Should we look that up?
All right, Google that. We're also right by Oak Glen, which is famous for apples. It's like, you know, kind of our little neighboring little tourist town up there. We have a lot of people that go into at least minor league and Major League Baseball. What else is it? What else we got there? What does it mean? See, look right there, Stater Brothers.
It says it has the distinction of being the former longtime home of a large population of Serrano Indians.
There you go.
And the home base of what is now Stater Brothers.
A lot of parks.
Ukaipa has a warm summer Mediterranean climate.
Yeah.
Ukaipa Rancheria. Means Green Valley. The Serrano name was Ukaipat.
Also comes from the Serrano. Nice.
Which means Green Valley.
There you go.
And have you been to the Ukaipa Adobe?
I have not. There's a couple. What is it? A historical landmark? Oh, that's the Rancheria is. I think there's a couple of them, and we have a state park. The what is it? The Wildwood Canyon State Park. So we got quite a few things out here.
Oh, here's an interesting one. In 1991, Ukaipa High School was featured on an episode of Rugrats. Dee Dee is shown going to work at Ukaipa High School. This area fits the description used by the producer to keep the setting vague.
Wow, if that's not a claim to fame, I don't know what is.
I mean, come on.
Plus, we were on an episode of Storage Wars.
Yeah, Storage Wars.
And they found like the skeleton or something in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the Uptown Decorative Metal Archway?
You know, that thing up by the roundabouts over there.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, the thing where you drove up onto it like when you first moved here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So there you go. Oh, here's notable people. Here we go. This is good.
Susan Anton,
Miss California 1969.
Matt Carson, professional baseball player. It's here. I'm going to type it because you're spelling it wrong.
It's driving Brennan crazy.
Ukaipa. The local cuisine is actually wonderful.
It is.
Huge variety.
There's tons of stuff. In particular, some excellent Mexican food places.
We do have a lot of great, authentic Mexican places.
But lots of other good stuff, too.
Let's see. So Tyler Chatwood, professional baseball
remember I
player.
said a lot of baseball players. Look how many of those are
Matt Davidson, professional baseball player for Chicago White Sox. Noble Johnson.
Actor.
Noble Johnson.
Noble Johnson.
Noble Johnson. Oh, yes, Noble Johnson.
In The Most Dangerous
Game. He's like old school.
Yeah. There you go.
Is that where Caesar and the Eeps are playing their seats? Probably.
This is the spot.
This would be it.
Well, it's 80 minutes, you know, to L.A.
Yes. Corky Miller, professional baseball player. Lois Rodden, astrologer, author of Data News. I think somebody put this in.
That
like,
one
who
might
the
be
heck
it.
is that?
I don't know.
Mark Tehen, professional baseball player. And Taiwan Walker,
Professional baseball player.
professional baseball player for Seattle Mariners.
See, I told you there's a lot of baseball players in there.
There you go.
So that's where, and Phil and Brendo from Radio BrendoMan.
We should
That's
totally
notable.
edit this.
Yeah, you could edit that.
Put that
Professional podcasters, Phil and Brendo.
Yes.
We should probably put our last names if we're going to do that. If that astrologer one can get in there,
Astrologer.
I don't see how we're any less notable than the astrologer. Plus, an author of Brax Comics book.
There you go. Author. Published authors.
Published authors and podcasters.
Boom.
We should be on
It's Matt Zappa here. First, congrats on reaching 150 episodes and Happy New Year. I've been a fan of the podcast for a while now and love to listen while I'm booking shows and doing artwork. He's an awesome drummer.
Musician.
We've discussed on the show. So as a thank you for all the entertainment you've both given, I'd like to put you both on the guest list on my show, DVD shoot at the Whiskey A Go-Go, January 26th. Well, it's actually January 25th. It's a Sunday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I put it on my calendar. Okay.
I told you the 25th.
That's right. Okay, whatever you told me.
It's a Sunday, and we're going.
Yeah, it's on.
So it's exciting. If you want to go, the show's only $10.
It's in LA.
It's at Whiskey.
Obviously.
It's gonna be some awesome metal bands, including the band that Matt Zappa is playing with. He's a drummer. Matt's an awesome metal drummer. It's called the Mike Kerr Group. He's a Brazilian shred metal guitarist currently based in Massachusetts who brought me in during the fall. The Whiskey is going to be the last day of our West Coast tour that is central. Oh, yeah, because NAMM's
in Anaheim.
That weekend. Also, it's okay, so here's the big question, and I
Okay.
figured you would have a lot of
Okay.
input on this. Also, it's my first time that I'll be on the West Coast, so also I wanted to ask you guys, besides about the show, where are some good stores to hit up for specifically vinyl?
All right. Well, the obvious answer.
I gave him like Amoeba. I mean, come
Amoeba
on.
in LA, obviously.
Or if in the Bay Area, if you're going to be up there, because you said West Coast.
Right. That's true.
If you're going to be up there, but
got that up there.
then I said Lou's in San Diego.
Right.
Those are like our home base stores, like Amoeba, Lou's.
There's two in the Bay Area. There's one in
There's also San Francisco and in Berkeley. You also got Rasputin's in Berkeley, which is like the other.
There's also
classic.
Rasputin's in Fresno.
Oh yeah.
And Monterey areas also.
There you go.
Depending on where the tour hits.
But what are some of your other? Is Rhino still around?
Rhino definitely in Claremont down here.
Yeah.
And then what's their sister one is in Riverside, and that's really.
There's
good.
a couple in Riverside that you said were good.
Yeah. What is it? It's a Mad Platter.
Okay.
That's a good one for vinyl. I can't remember what the other one is called, but there's a couple good ones in Riverside.
And then there's a bunch of boutique record stores that have popped up, but I've never been to.
Well, in Redlands, there's like 3 of them now.
Yeah.
We went in one the other day, and it was cool.
But there's like tons in LA now. There's like tons. And they're all big ones. And like a lot of those boutique ones though, like they know their audience and they charge a lot of money.
Yeah.
Whereas at I feel like at some places you can still find some deals.
Like if you go to Amoeba,
when you go to one of those boutique places, they're all going to be priced appropriately.
Right.
I also suggested Mark Maron's record store of choice. It's also appeared in the show. It's called Gimme Gimme Records. It's a real record store. It's in Highland Park, and we need to make a trip there.
That out for sure.
Because
there was a really cool one by David's old house in Burbank too. I can't remember what that one was called either. He'd remember. There's a lot. If you're in LA, you got tons of options.
Lots of boutique. But if you're going down to San Diego, I highly recommend taking a trip down to San Diego. Go to Lou's.
Man, Lou's is the place.
It's the place, especially for like those random vinyls.
Rhino's really good for that too, though. Rhino and Claremont.
But Amoeba's also good.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Amoeba definitely.
And again, it's the bigger ones you're going to be able to get decent deals on stuff. So.
Brendo, did you watch the playoffs today? No, I didn't. I don't really follow. I don't have.
Sport?
It's football.
Oh. Football sport.
I don't really follow that not much these days. I keep up on what's going on with the Chargers, and once the Chargers are out, then I'm like done pretty much. And then like I don't even have rabbit ears, so like I don't watch live.
I almost left one of my chargers in the hotel room.
What?
I almost left like my DS charger.
Oh my gosh.
It was bad. But fortunately, we remembered right before we left.
I left my Nook charger in a hotel room, and now I gotta go get another one. And I'm sure if I get one at Barnes and Noble, they're gonna be expensive, so I need to look on.
It's like Amazon, right? You gotta get a cheap one.
But they don't. And the thing is, though, it's like it's their own unique thing. I can't just get it because like like most USB devices these days, you use like the micro
little
thing
USB thing.
And it doesn't use that. It has like its own thing because that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Like Apple especially. It's like that.
Ooh, we got a suggestion of monoprice.com.
Okay, I will do that.
That's the kissing disease website.
And the price of getting it?
Yeah.
Or the price it takes on your body?
Yeah. Oh, it's a wholesale electronics website. I was off.
Dang. All right, well, Matt,
Hopefully
Good
that
luck
helps.
on your record store adventure.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to the show. That's going to be cool.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Haven't been to a show in a while.
You haven't.
When
Yeah, you did. Blue Christmas.
Went to Blue Christmas.
Yeah.
I've been to like a Hollywood metal show.
I haven't been to a metal show in Hollywood in probably 12 years.
Yeah.
I've been to shows in Hollywood, but a little more on the tame side. Probably the last time I was seeing like Torn in Two, Red out there. God.
Did you go? We saw. Where did we see? Did we see Stole? Was that Chain Reaction?
No, that was at Golgotha.
Oh yeah.
Remember in like that little back of the record store place? That's
that was
gone
cool.
now. Anyway.
Brendo, how much did you shell out for WrestleMania? I did shell out $100.
It's been shelled.
It's been shelled. It's on. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be going to some wrestling shows. That's your neck of the woods. You should. If you don't go to WrestleMania, you can come check out. We're gonna be at some of the other shows in the area. I think Benson and I are definitely gonna be going to Ring of Honor and possibly some other shows. That was face value. There's still tickets available. I don't know if there's good seats, but I think it's not sold out.
Good seats though, right?
Well, we got good seats for the price we paid. We're up high, but we're in the middle.
Oh,
so that's like perfect.
Can't wait to talk about the seats that we got.
Oh, dude.
I really okay.
So I still got tickets. If you haven't, you could probably wait and get a pretty good deal. Because I remember WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans. Like I was talking to people that were picking up pretty good tickets on StubHub, like the day of.
Oh, okay.
But I am driving, and WrestleMania is awesome. If you're gonna go, you might as well go when it's right next to you.
That's true. You don't have to
because you live up there. You should do it. It's gonna be awesome, and we're really hoping for a Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan main event. I think that might be. Sting is probably gonna wrestle. The Rock's probably gonna be there.
And you can meet up with Brendo.
The Raw after is gonna be awesome, and we're gonna be doing the Matt and Brendo's wrestling show live events stuff.
That's cool.
So that'll be exciting. Yeah, we'll be up there. And Derek might come just to make fun of us, but he's not going to go to the actual wrestling stuff. He's just going to go hang out. I don't know. I don't know what his plan is now. His friends that he was going to go to hang out with, they're going to be gone that weekend, so I don't know if that changed his plans.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for that. And let's see, Jerry had a comment on one of our episodes.
That's right.
She said, I like that you guys assign me things to research, which basically means Google search. See, the thing is, though, we were doing specific words because Jerry's like the only English major I know, and like
you would know those.
She's like she's really smart. You should be honored.
That's right, and it saves us the time of typing in Google. If you just already know that, I guess you have to then write it to us, but still.
But then she says, so I guess we were talking about trousers.
Right, because
first we talked about pants, and she answered that, but I think I never talked about it on the show because I never saw it.
I think we did.
Well, she said trouser is a word derived from an Irish word that basically meant a garment for men covering the lower body and each leg separately. So what did they? So basically that was their word for pants.
Yeah, it was like a pants.
Oh, but pants.
Well, but because the pant. Remember, from her original thing, the pants was like each leg was separate and it like buttoned together in the middle. That's why it's a pair of pants. And so then we, now they're connected, obviously.
Yeah.
So the trouser, I think, is related, but it comes from, what did she say, an Irish word.
Then she says, nowadays the word trouser is used differently depending on the country. In the U.S., pants is our general term for this garment, and trousers usually refers to more tailored pants. In the U.K., trouser is the general term they use for this garment, and pants usually refers to underpants.
So there you go.
So when you say pants in England, they think you're talking about underwear.
And now we know. And see, also, with Jerry's expertise, she was able to, comb through the information and boil it down to a concise answer.
Because she's an expert in the field.
Our expert researcher in etymology.
Just real quick, Stephen Day says, I'm considering going to Extreme Rules in Chicago. Only been to one Raw before. I would love to go to a pay-per-view in Chicago because Chicago wrestling fans, they get really into it, and it's a lot of fun. Also in Chicago, there is a restaurant called the Squared Circle. It's owned by former diva Ivory, and she like they like or is it Victoria? I think it's Victoria. Well, either way,
One of them.
one of them owns a squared circle, and they show like all the wrestling pay-per-views, including like New Japan, all that stuff. Like, and it's like a wrestling themed. It would be like the place I would love to go somewhere like in a public place and watch wrestling with strangers and not get laughed at.
That's safe, huh?
Sounds pretty awesome. I wore an ECW shirt to Raw back in the day. It was pretty fun.
You allowed to wear a wrestling shirt to another wrestling show?
Yeah,
a lot of people do that. Wearing a band shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh, here's the thing. Wrestling shirts, it's like the opposite. For a lot of people, that's the only time they get to wear wrestling shirts.
It's to the show.
Because I know from like I just remember, especially for me, like I was very self-conscious, and especially in a high school situation, you get beat up.
Right.
But when you're at wrestling, like that's the time when you can wear wrestling shirts. So that's like it's completely okay to wear wrestling shirts.
You're supposed to wear whatever company
you're supposed to. And then if you want to be, and then there's people that intentionally to be cool wear like right now the cool shirt that you see everywhere if you're like at an independent wrestling show is like New Japan wrestling shirts. They're like, oh, I'm into cool Japanese wrestling. Right. I don't even need to wear American wrestling shirts. So now like that's like all the cool kids are wearing Bullet Club shirts, and I guess that's cool. And then other cool kids will like wear like indie wrestling shirts to WWE shows.
Right.
And
well, it's like when you go to a show of a band. First of all, the unspoken
rule. Well, that's the cardinal rule is like you don't wear the shirt. But if you want, but then you can wear like other music.
Yeah,
shirts.
and again, people like to wear, I like this indie band that you've never heard of, and I'll wear that. So it's similar. That works. Yeah. Except that you're not supposed to wear the band.
But you are totally more than okay. Like, because again, like if you own a CM Punk shirt or like a Daniel Bryan shirt. Unless you're like a totally fearless, like I don't give a crap person, even I'm not at the level where I could just wear wrestling shirts. I'm not
wear those around.
Well, I don't own them because they're expensive, but also because I don't know. It's so.
But you've worn a lot of band shirts over
here.
No one's scared of wearing a band shirt.
So then like for a lot of these people, it's the one time where you can wear wrestling shirts and it's fun.
Yeah. Okay. Craig says he wore his Tool shirt for a lot of the first Bonnaroo. Was Tool playing at that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming. I don't know. I mean,
maybe they weren't. He was just being cool.
People do wear the shirts of the band, but
in PCU, that was the whole thing.
That's
don't be that guy.
Just don't be that guy. Anyway.
WCW was crazy about signs. I remember they took away like 3 of our signs when we went to Nitro.
Really?
But it depends, because the closer you're sitting to the camera, the more they notice things. Because like I remember we went to Raw and we were like sitting way high up so we could like do whatever. And like I remember I brought a sign to a house show, which is dumb because it's a house show. There's no TV.
Right.
But WCW, they haven't the year that we were on Nitro hasn't been put up on the WWE Network. I can't wait to see it because like I've seen on YouTube clips and you can kind of see us,
right?
But in clear, it's not going to be HD, but at least it's going to be not taped off of somebody's VCR. Right. And we were in like the floor section. You can see us on camera a bunch. I cannot wait till that goes up.
That's crazy.
But we got like 3 of our signs taken away. 97. Wow. High School Brendo.
Wow.
I can't wait.
High School Brendo is going to be on TV.
I cannot wait. Because like we were very cool. Because like people, I remember going back to school, we were like rock stars. Like everybody saw, because this is when everybody was watching wrestling. And I remember we had a club called the Senior World Order because it was instead of the New World Order, it was like SWO. So we had like a big SWO sign. It was like, I saw the sign. I saw you guys. Like people I didn't know came up to me at school. That's how popular wrestling was in the late 90s. Because like you would, in most years, you would never acknowledge that you were a wrestling fan, let alone that you went to a show, a live event.
Right.
But like this was when like everybody, like I remember I knew wrestling was cool because like when there was like the cool Asian clique at our school, and they were like the coolest of the cool people, and they were wearing NWO shirts. I'm like, okay, it's
okay now.
It's okay.
Okay, real quick. Craig says he did get compliments on his Tool shirt, so it was cool.
Yeah.
So that's important. Good.
Well, yeah, when you're in like the front row, you're gonna be on TV all the time.
That's pretty cool. And we've had a couple of people that don't know, but we've had a couple of signs.
We've had some Radio BrendoMan signs. We had Radio BrendoMan signs on 2 pay-per-views and a Raw.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Thanks for doing that.
It was all Mark Ariano.
All Mark. Now, who's going? This is a total sidetrack, but who all is going to be at the convention that we're going to, or the show?
It's going to be me.
You and me.
Wait, what show?
The video game one.
Oh.
Pinball.
Well, we were going to talk about that in a little bit, but we'll get to that.
I'm jumping the gun. I'm just excited. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about tonight.
I remember I wore an ECW shirt back when you couldn't get them, and it was because I subscribed to wrestling magazines, and they actually had a mail order.
You can order.
So I ordered one via mail, and I remember I realized I thought it was so cool because this is how like small ECW was, even when they were really popular.
Uh-huh.
They ran the mail order out of Paulie's basement, and like Tommy Dreamer did the merchandise. So like my packing slip was like filled out, and it even said like approved Tommy, and it was like Tommy Dreamer, and he wrote something on it, and I thought it was awesome.
Cool.
And then I got another one when they actually got big enough. They still didn't have a national television show, but they showed up. Their shirts were starting to pop up in like pop culture stores. Because I remember there used to be one at the Cabazon outlets.
Which
like,
is right by us now.
One of those like stores. It was like a music entertainment store, and they had ECW shirts.
Huh.
And I got one.
Sweet.
And that was the one that was like also it was like kind of naughty because it said "Our Big Boys Kick Ass." Because WCW is where the big boys play, and so ECW's take on that was "Our Big Boys Kick Ass." And I remember I wore that. Well, because here's how cool Mike was. Mike, my youth pastor, took us to Monday Night Raw in the church van, and like we met up at the church. So I remember going in the church office wearing my ECW shirt, forgot that it was on, and like one of the worship guys like was like, "Oh, nice shirt." I'm like, and I'm pretty sure Mike got yelled at.
Yeah.
But whatever. Mike was
cool.
You
had a very different youth group experience than I did.
Yeah, we went to wrestling.
You guys went to wrestling and
Not Scary Farm
or whatever, Not Scary Farm.
All kinds of cool stuff.
You know, we have had one experience the same though.
What?
We both had a really good experience listening to podcasts on Stitcher.
We have. I listened to one today.
What did you listen to?
I finished up Go Bayside.
Okay.
I listened to the last episode that she's posted, which after they did the finale, they did they did at Podfest. She did a special episode about like one of the time capsule episode because it's a clip show.
Okay, clip show.
And so it was pretty entertaining, but it was also like, oh, this is sad.
Because it's over.
Yeah. So Go Bayside is not going to do the college years because she said she hates it.
Oh, so she's not going to even touch it.
No. She said she might do the movies.
Okay.
Because there's 2 movies.
I think she would do it just to get the extra
episodes.
That's
I said she should do that, and she should do Miss Bliss, just so she can go in. But now she said she's moving on to other things.
All right.
But I love Screech did stab someone.
Yeah, speaking of which.
But I love April Richardson so much, and she just did a zine, and I bought it. Like she sent it to me, and it was so awesome. And I'm almost, it's so cool. It's a true music zine because it's stories about her going to shows and like traveling around. Because she's like friends with Billy Bragg, and like she goes to a bunch of his shows, but like she wrote about that, and like the stories are really cool because it's like a true old school. And this one she like hand wrote and then Xerox. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, it's so awesome. So I am.
You also thought you saw her.
We also thought, but then I showed you a picture, and you're like, it's similar style, and I was still not sure because there was a girl that was standing behind us. Craig asked her in person to do 90210 just for me.
It's not happening.
I don't think that'll happen because it has to be something.
I'm glad that you asked that.
I should do 90210.
You should.
but I need somebody to do it
Although
with.
Mario suggested a good one. I don't know if you saw this. He posted on my
Oh
wall.
yeah, Bob's
We should
Burgers
do
and call it Burger Time.
Burger Time. That was pretty awesome.
We should do it.
I mean, I would totally do that. We've watched them. I wouldn't even have to rewatch them, but we should rewatch them.
So, but yeah, so at Marin, which we'll talk about in a minute, there was two girls behind us, and one of them was dressed like because that retro, like
I don't know what you call it,
look like
the
classic.
Pictures, when you Googled the images of April Richardson, and you showed them to me,
there was a picture where she had the same hairdo.
Yeah,
but it didn't. But then I heard her talk, and I'm like, I don't think that's her. I've heard her talk for hours and hours and hours, and then I knew, and then I confirmed it because we went outside and she was smoking. That girl, I'm like, it's not April Richardson because April Richardson straight edge.
Right.
Unless I'm catching her.
That's
but
true.
It wasn't her.
No, I don't think
it definitely wasn't her because I feel like Mark Maron knows April Richardson and he didn't talk to them like he knew them.
Right.
So.
But you could hear all about the things that she does on a Stitcher show.
Yeah.
Which is a free app.
Stitcher's awesome.
On your phone.
Get on your phone or on the web. Listen to your podcast. Keeps track of where your place is. And it's pretty cool. And they got everything. All the Benview Network podcasts are up on there. Popsicle's on there.
And if you use the code BrendoMan.
Yeah, when you sign up for an account, if you haven't yet, it's free.
It helps us out.
Yes. You know what else helps us out?
What?
Signing up for hosting on DreamHost.
Yes.
Which is a good host.
Good hosting.
When you sign up, use the code BrendoMan. You'll save $50 off your bill. And if you sign up for like a year of hosting, which is only $97 minus $50, that's $47. You'll get a free domain registration on top of the one they give you already. So that's 2 domains.
That is fantastic.
For the price of 1. Real quick, Evil Mike asks, were you a fan of the Beetlejuice cartoon? I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I saw a ton of it, but I remember watching it a couple times. Yeah. Good.
Crazy Adventures,
Beetlejuice
and Lydia.
Definitely.
It's on DVD now. I don't buy DVDs.
Yeah, I did. I have a lot of them.
I can't believe they're coming out with another physical format. That just seems stupid to me.
What? I don't know about
that. Blu-ray 4K.
Oh, that's not going to happen. They need that.
That's like one too many formats. They're going past.
That's like when the Sega years and they're putting out too many things at once trying to save it. It's not happening, guys.
Like I feel like that's just crazy. I was reading about that was like one of the things at CES, and everyone's like, "Why are they doing this?"
Yeah.
Like, also 4K streaming is going to kill people's data caps, but I just don't understand why another physical
who's gonna get that?
Nobody.
No one's gonna get that.
Super hardcore crazy people.
Yeah, and that's it.
Maybe it'll be like Laserdisc.
Could be. But I'm telling you, the general population is not going to go for that.
No, also, how much better than HD? Like, it's going to be you're not going to be able to notice.
Like, it's not. You see the pores on people's noses.
I don't need it.
What more do you need to see?
It's crazy.
It's insane. The general population, I mean, I know lots of people got Blu-ray players, but the outside of a certain demographic, a lot of people never even got that. My parents, nobody over a certain age got Blu-ray players. Why do they think now someone's going to get that?
Physical media is done.
I never got a Blu-ray player.
Show your kids Beetlejuice Sandworms and then Pee-wee Large Marge.
All in good time. We'll get there. We'll get there. They were watching Pee-wee's Playhouse today, and they said they saw the one where when he was a kid, he was imagining when he was a kid, and they thought that was really funny.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think they're quite ready for Beetlejuice just yet. I'd like my kids to sleep through the night for a couple years still.
I think I was watching the holiday episode again. My favorite thing about the holiday episode, that the little dinosaurs are Jewish. Like, you find that out.
That's cool.
I think that's funny.
Yeah. It's a really good show, and it's a fun kid show.
It's so fun and so weird.
It's so weird. That's another one that Janelle will watch for a bit, and then she's like, all right, it's getting weird. I'm done.
But your kids love it.
The kids love it, absolutely.
Penny cartoons.
Yeah, Penny.
And all those old cartoons that he shows.
Yeah, the King
King of Cartoons. They're like the weirdest.
Yeah, and they're always
they're all public
snippets.
Domain.
Yeah.
But it's funny because half of the King of Cartoons I've seen their entireties because Justin has all of them.
Really? That's cool.
Justin is like a connoisseur because a lot of them kind of racist.
Oh, well, sure, yeah. You know it's not racist, though.
What's not racist?
Buying things at Amazon Prime.
What if you're buying, like, racist materials.
Well, it's not inherently racist anyway.
They're just the proprietor.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The store itself and the Prime service, watching all the shows, all that stuff like that, that's definitely not.
I don't remember Dino Saucers.
But I bet you they'd sell it on Amazon.
Yeah, they'd probably sell it on Amazon. Well, you can get a free trial of Amazon Prime by going to radiobrendo.com, clicking the Amazon Prime button, not the Amazon button, the Amazon Prime trial link.
That's right.
And that'll give you a 30-day free trial. You'll get Amazon Prime Music, which offers unlimited ad-free access to over 1 million songs for just $99 per year, in addition to other Prime benefits, which include instantly watching over 40,000 movies and TV episodes. And you got Kindle Owner's Lending Library, and the big thing is unlimited free 2-day shipping, no minimum order size.
Free trial.
Free trial. Boom.
And the final thing, the great way to help us that really requires very little effort on your part and no money,
is when you do buy things on Amazon, whether you have Prime or not, we don't care.
Either way.
Go to radiobrendo.com, click
the little, there's a button or text,
and then
buy. Just
order like normal.
Go ahead and shop away.
So we got some people buying stuff.
What do people get?
Mean Girls Blu-ray, only $5.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Remember when Lindsay Lohan was still like acting?
And she was good?
Yeah, she was great in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else is in that? Mean Girls?
Tim Meadows?
Yes. Also, the kid who played Tucker in Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, really? Wait, who is he?
He was one of the high school kids.
Huh.
I think he sat behind her math class or something.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Let's go back and watch it. I have it on DVD.
It's also on Netflix.
Oh, that too.
Yes, we got BTEC BT15 channel speaker mount.
Cool.
Center channel speaker mount.
Doing is that surround sound?
Yeah, to mount speakers. We got Arolex Sonolite 1-inch thick and 2 feet by 2 feet acoustic absorption panel.
Someone's doing some recording, maybe?
Studio or soundproofing.
Ooh, I want to know what that's about.
That sounds cool. We got TAC Force Magnum assisted opening rescue knife firefighter.
Nice. I'm definitely not allowed to have that. I'm not allowed to work with knives, right?
Well, you probably cut yourself.
Yeah, I'm notorious for it. At Christmas, a few years ago, and someone got a pocket knife, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Let me see." And I opened it and immediately sliced my hand open and started bleeding everywhere. Gosh. And ever since then, I've been on no knives.
No, these aren't random items. These are things that people have bought through our Amazon link.
Oh yeah, that's the idea. People buy it, then we find out anonymously. We don't know who did it. We find out, and then we read it out. So sometimes
I love that Mike thought we were just reading random things on Amazon.
Here's some things you can buy on Amazon. These are stuff people bought to help out the show.
We got Dominion Cornucopia board game.
Oh, and this is Craig says this is all his stuff.
He's got Dominion Alchemy, Dominion Prosperity. So these are expansion packs.
Sounds like it.
All right.
That's cool.
Okay, Mike said we should watch this YouTube clip of Dinosaurs. Well, because he's talking about, have you seen, there's the Walking with Dinosaurs show? Do you think your kids could handle that?
I don't know.
Do you think they would freak out?
See, here's the thing.
Because it's life-size dinosaurs.
Maybe.
It's at the Pomona Fairplex.
It sounds cool, but I don't know. I mean, I think they like the dinosaurs on the train at Disneyland, but I don't know. Depends on how realistic and scary it is.
Mike says his 3-year-old daughter really enjoyed it.
All right. So that'd be cool.
It's at the Pomona Fairplex. You should probably, if you wait around on Gold Star, they usually pop up.
I have Gold Star now.
Okay, well, let's check this out.
We're supposed to watch this and react. This is the opening. We met some new friends from out of town.
I do not remember this.
Dinosaurs.
When was this?
This definitely looks like the era I was watching cartoons in.
Yeah, late 80s.
Yeah.
I missed this one.
Globe ring. Wow, Genghis Rex.
Well, I'm 34 and he's 30. You're 36.
So yeah, this is This is right in the sweet spot. I mean, it looks like everything I watched on TV. I probably did at some point.
It's
got a little like
Voltron. There was a lot of cartoons on.
You got Dino Riders. Plus, you remember Definitely Dinosaur. Definitely Dinosaur.
Denver. I remember Denver.
The Dinosaur. Yeah, Denver, Last Dinosaur. Yeah.
Michael Uslan created this. That guy produced Batman.
Wow.
Did not know that.
I didn't recognize it, but it's definitely something I would have watched.
Centurions. I'm looking at all these others. Brave Star. Because these are like all Silverhawks.
Yeah, Thundercats, of course.
Heathcliff. New Dinosaurs. See, Chip and Dale.
Chip and
Voltron.
Dale.
Like the people look like Voltron.
It looks like Voltron, yeah. And they had the rings that go together, which reminded me of like Captain Planet or something also.
Okay, we better get out of this.
Yeah, we can't just watch all YouTube videos. We could do a whole episode where we just watch YouTube videos.
Phil and Brendo watch YouTube videos.
That's good. That's funny.
Oh, I forgot to add that on my stuff to mention. I will do that.
What's that? YouTube video? Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
Oh, wait, I did put it on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I thought I forgot. Well,
all right, it's time.
It's time to talk about it.
We get to talk about it.
We saw Mark Maron on Thursday.
So for my birthday,
I bought tickets.
Brendan got tickets for us to go see Mark Maron.
At the Largo at the Cornet, which I found out that's not the original Largo. The one that's like, so Largo used to be somewhere else, and that's where all like the whole comedy boom started. That's where he got attacked on stage. But then it got moved to this new location.
Which was the old Cornet.
Yes.
All right, okay.
That's great, Craig, that you don't like him. See?
Well, it was fun.
Spread the negative. Thanks. I'm going to kick you out of our thing.
Don't kick him out.
I just don't understand why you feel like the need to share that you don't like him when we're talking about that we like him. You got to be that guy?
It's okay.
I'm getting mad. I'm sorry.
People are allowed to not like stuff.
I understand. People are allowed to not like stuff, but the fact that you have the need to then let that out, especially when people are saying how much they like him, that drives me crazy.
Well,
still. No. Just letting you know. Oh, because I really care. I really needed to know that Craig didn't like
you
Maron.
Unleashed the Brendo rage.
That's something I really needed to know. Now I know.
You know he's not the only person.
I understand that, but I don't care. I don't care.
I know.
I'm sorry. I just get upset about things like that.
Okay. So anyway, here we go. We got out there, drove to LA. You can't pick me up.
Yeah.
Drove to LA. Evening started out fantastic.
Okay, we had like pretty good traffic.
Yeah, good traffic.
But then the miracle that happened was we happened to park.
Well, we drove past, we get to where the thing is, and we're like, okay, we're going to start looking for parking.
Because usually the way things work in LA is you go by where you're going to be, and unless you want to pay like $10 to $20
or more,
you got to drive around and park in the neighborhoods. So we're starting to do that, and we're like, all right, well, now let's drive around. So the first, I'm like, let's turn down here. Can we turn down here?
Right, like less than a block away.
And then we see like, oh, there's no
nobody parked on the
nobody
street.
Parked here. But we look at the signs, and it turned out it was a loading zone until 6 p.m.
for school,
and it was 6:01.
Yeah, we got there like right as it had opened up to be legal to park there. Beautiful spot. I mean, we walked like less than a block to it. You couldn't have parked closer, I don't think, unless you got someone to if
we had done valet or parked in the garage next door for $10.
That's it. Other than that, this was the closest spot you could possibly get. It was totally free, so a good start there.
See, the idea that if you're in a better place than someone, you shouldn't complain. I hate that idea too. Like what? They're not allowed to complain about anything?
All right, Brendan's arguing with the chat.
Craig says he doesn't like people who complain who are in a better place than me. Everybody has something to complain about, and it's their right to complain.
But then he just complained you didn't like him complaining.
That's not his whole thing. That's not all he does.
Well, anyway, I'm excited about this story, so I'm taking it back. Taking it all back. So we walk over to the front, we get the tickets, we go up to the thing to get the tickets, and the guy pulls out.
Yeah, I saw. So he had the seats, and we were in the F. It was F something, which is
F.
In the middle.
Yeah.
But then he's like, and then he takes a look at us, and he's like, and he did like a double take, and he's like, oh wait, here, and they did a switch,
he switched
and
them.
Suddenly we were in B.
Row B. Which we were actually to the side, and in the side.
We didn't know that yet.
We didn't know this yet. That's true. Okay.
So then So then we're like, because you go, you get your seats, and then you can go do whatever.
So we're gonna get
Because
dinner.
this was like at 6, and the show didn't start. Because again, we had allotted so much time that
We had plenty of time to eat dinner. So we wound up going next door. Well, it was like a few doors down.
So first we went to the soda pop place because that looked
and that
cool.
was closed.
It was closed. So then we went to this other place. It's called The Addiction, and that's now like one of my favorite
It
restaurants
was super good.
in Hollywood. It's amazing because it was like everything is like handmade down to the ketchup and
the
mustard and all the sauces.
Yeah, butter.
And
they hand churn their butter.
Everything's handmade, and you would think this would be like a super expensive, like $25, $30 a plate. No, $10 hamburgers.
Yeah, I mean it's
And,
not like McDonald's cheap, but it was about as cheap as you would get anywhere that you're sitting down to eat food.
Yeah,
And it was like one of those super small, like,
and it was like really
restaurants.
small, and the people were
sitting outside, and
and the people were super nice.
and it was good, amazing
And
food.
The food was incredible. You got a
I got a
shrimp
shrimp
bisque
bisque.
and the mac and cheese.
Yeah,
It's weird. I had this meatball craving for the
Yeah.
last week.
and then they had meatballs.
And they had meatballs, so I'm like, gotta get the meatballs. And they were amazing. And then I got a burger. I got the buffalo burger with like homemade blue cheese, and I was
Homemade
and then
ketchup.
they had homemade ketchup. So I'm like, Phil, you gotta try this homemade
As a ketchup connoisseur, I can tell you it was fantastic.
And then I
got dessert.
and then I got dessert, and I got because I'm like, this is a place where I have to have dessert because it's like homemade ice cream
Yeah.
and homemade dessert, and it was like the best vanilla ice cream because it just came. I got the blueberry crumble because they had other flavors of ice cream, but the blueberry crumble came with vanilla ice cream, and it was the best vanilla ice cream I've ever had.
So we've already at this
So
point
this is already
now,
like just an awesome experience.
great parking. We
'Cause-
know we got good tickets, good food next door. It's a good night already.
Yeah. Then we go in there, and we go to where our seats are, and, well, first, I mean, we saw, like, we're standing around,
Kinda
and
hung
Marin
out
comes
around there,
out
yeah.
and comes back. We're like, oh, there he
It's
is.
cool.
It's cool. So then we go in where our seats are, and it's, like, on the side, but we are front row on
Yeah,
the
there
side.
is no row A.
Yeah.
We didn't
And
know
we're,
that
like,
before.
right by the
We're like
stage.
in the middle. Yeah, like
And we're looking around, and then we're, like, looking around, evaluating. I'm like, Phil, I think we're in a fat section.
yeah. Well, that's what we figured.
'Cause-
Like the reason, because the rows are kind of tight.
Everything's kind of tight in there, and I think the guy saw our size.
It's like I'm gonna put them in the fat section.
So I'm like, I think we're in a fat section because here we're not. If we had to get up, we wouldn't be
Stand up.
crawling over
So
anybody.
I said, okay, here's how you're gonna know.
Yeah.
The seats next to us, whoever sits there, is
if
gonna
we get
determine.
fats in the seats next to us, we are definitely in the fat section.
And sure enough, right about a couple minutes before the show starts,
Two fat dudes.
a couple big dudes sat
Two
down
fats.
right by us.
And then we all did the fats,
We all
like
did the fat
arm
crossing.
cross.
Because when you're in tight spaces, that's where the arms got to go. But I'll tell you what, if that's like the fat privilege, you know,
Yes.
like if that's what you get, I mean,
It was
that's
amazing.
That's not too bad
because
we got,
you're right
we
there.
got bumped to front row.
And crap, I had his. Oh, I know it. Dave Anthony from Marin.
If you watch the
opened,
show, he's on the show.
Dave, his friend Dave. I don't think he's in season 1. He's in season 2.
I feel like I think he popped up in season 2.
Dave, like, and his dad was the dude from Office Space. I'm a people person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Dave, and so he opened, and he was amazing.
Yeah, it was really
really
funny.
funny. He told a lot of jokes about like Mike Tyson
And his
and about his kids and
so
stuff.
good.
So it was cool seeing the differences between Dave on Marin, because Dave on Marin is just like this sad bastard who doesn't care about anything, and he lives by
Right.
himself.
It's like kind of like misogynistic almost, like the way he just hates people and everything. And he had that like kind of, downer persona, but he was really funny though. It was fun. And then Mark Maron came out and he did his show. When he came out, he like walked straight up like right in front of us. I mean,
Yeah.
we, like could have almost like reached out and touched him.
And
We were
he
that close.
was so.
Super funny.
I did like the Brendo like laugh so hard he started coughing.
Yeah, well, me too.
I was
It was
worried
great.
he was gonna look over and be like, "What's going on with these guys?
What's up with the fat
There's
section
fats over there. They're all choking to death."
But it was great. He was really funny, and it was a good show. And then, to cap off the evening...
We met him.
Well, yeah, so we go out, and, the whole theater empties out pretty quickly.
Most people just left.
Most people, probably like 3/4 of the people just left right away.
So we were those weirdos.
We were kind of just hanging out in the like courtyard area.
Yeah.
And sure enough, after a few minutes, like after
Came
everyone's
out.
cleared out, he comes out and just kind of starts talking to people, and and kind of a little informal line kind of form so people could,
So
meet them.
we had like hashed out like what we were gonna say because we
were talking about
So I did a last minute like rewrite.
Yeah, because you had the line up until this point, but then the last minute rewrite, that's what saved it. And you said, what was it? How did you present it?
I said, Mark, we have a podcast. We just recorded our 150th episode, and we really were influenced by you. And he's like, thanks, man. Wow, what's the name of your podcast? Boom!
Yeah,
we are
like
off to the races.
Because, and I say this is why it was so good, because you mentioned, we've done a lot of episodes. He knows we're not someone that just recorded 2 things.
Oh, man, a podcast. And I wasn't also, we're like, we'll be on my podcast.
Yeah. We didn't ask for like a plug or anything like that.
You didn't do anything.
But so he said, like, well, what's the name of your show?
And I said, Radio BrendoMan. And he's like, oh, cool. And then I said, hey, we got stickers.
I had a sticker like preloaded, ready to go in my front shirt pocket just in case. And he said, well, let's get a picture and I'll grab a sticker, man. So we took a picture, did that whole thing. Which, by the way, I warned you that my picture.
I said so. Then I said, let's use my camera, and then you last minute said, let's do it with mine.
Well, okay, and here's why. Here's why it didn't work, because we tested it as a selfie.
Yeah.
And at that distance, it looked good. But then someone's like, "Oh, I'll take a picture for you," and then they took it way back. And once you get that distance in the dark, my phone just doesn't cut it. So that's why it's kind of sloppy. But you can tell it's him, and you can tell it's us, and whatever. So we took the picture. I had the sticker ready, and he said, "Thanks, man. I'll check it out."
So Mark Maron at some point might listen to our show and be like, "What the heck is this? And why is it 4 hours? And what are these guys talking about?
And how have they done 150?
Reader mail. You Kaipa.
What is going on here?
What is going on here?
The orchard. Actually, my favorite thing that Mario wrote was that the orchard meets the cat ranch.
Yeah.
Because that's Mark Maron's like house with all his cats.
He did talk about his cats quite a bit, which is funny.
And then we talked about I've talked about the orchard for years now.
So yeah.
So it was cool. Now, realistically speaking, I'm aware that probably that'll be in his, he threw it away when we went.
Well, that's where I'm like, we have to listen to every episode now, because what if like a year from now even he's digging through stuff and he finds a sticker.
I mean, that would be pretty. Even if he says like, "Whoa, what are these idiots doing?" If you just even
if he says these idiots at Radio BrendoMan, we would get like 100 listeners.
Yeah, that just right there, just for him saying that.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be cool. I don't mind being an idiot if that's what it takes.
Well, so it was awesome.
It was a great night. Perfect. It wasn't. I mean, it was very natural. It wasn't like a weird like, "Oh, here's my thing." Like it just was cool. He asked for it, so. Anyway.
I walked outside earlier in the dark and scared a gray partridge that fluttered off. Is that the type of thing that scares you in the orchard?
Yeah, in general.
It's mostly Phil. From Phil, it's mostly cats.
The cats, but there's
raccoons.
Birds. There's all kinds of just bush noises and tree noises. In general, I'm aware there's nothing that's going to happen out there. But it's, if you start getting inside your head as you're walking around in the dark, it can be
I wouldn't stay out there at night.
Plus, then you start thinking about what if someone had like climbed in and they're like waiting for you in the orchard or something. If I was
Why would they be doing that?
No one could hear you scream out there because it's far away from everything.
It's pretty big. How big is it?
It's a little over 1/3 of an acre. It's not. I mean, for here it's big. For Montana, that's probably like your, I don't know, front yard.
Maybe Brax 8 Boomer. Aww. Craig has 3 acres.
So you got it's quite a bit larger. So, but again, for Southern California, that's pretty. It's pretty large.
Pretty big spread. Even for you Kaipa, it's a pretty big spread.
Even for here, yeah. So it's not like a giant ranch, but there's enough to have a lot of trees and whatnot. So anyway,
it was awesome, and he was funny.
Yeah.
And we laughed really hard, and then he was cool, and we got a picture, and it was great.
And even because I was thinking,
he has a Radio BrendoMan sticker in his possession.
In my, of course, endless processing of the exact words that he said afterwards, as you can imagine, I thought of this. He could have easily and still been polite, said, "Oh, that's cool, man. Thanks for coming to the show," and then shut it down. But he didn't. He said, "Oh, that's cool. What's the name of your show?" "Yeah, I'll take a sticker. I'll check it out. Thanks, man." He said those things very nice.
Is SNL new tonight? No idea.
Are we we're the
what are we, TV Guide now?
Actually, it's 7 p.m. Check your local listings. I don't know. I'm not sure. And it was really cool. And then we drove back, and it was a good night. It says.
What are your thoughts on Melissa McCarthy being signed? I heard potentially. I'm fine with it. Although Derek told me what the script is going to be, It doesn't sound that great, but I'm gonna reserve judgment until I watch it. I'm super excited. I think Paul Feig directing.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna be redeeming to
Paul
me.
Feig plus Ghostbusters equals I'll see it no matter what.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it. I'm excited.
Who knows if it'll be good afterwards, but as far as I'm concerned, that's worth a ticket to me. So yeah. Any other things about Marin? I think that was pretty spectacular.
Everything about it. Go
Thanks for a good birthday
to
party.
The Addiction.
Yeah, The Addiction was good. If you're out
That's
there.
like my new favorite. That's my new favorite restaurant in that area.
Yeah,
Melissa
good.
McCarthy is not all dick and fart jokes, though. She's capable of a lot more, especially any fan of Gilmore Girls knows that, and other things. So, I don't know. It could be something. I heard it's going to be like Melissa McCarthy and Jennifer Lawrence and probably like one other girl.
But who knows? At this point in this, at this stage in development, like that could change entirely.
Jennifer Lawrence is a highly likely.
Okay, because I love obviously pop culture and I follow all the stuff, but it drives me nuts. Like I don't like looking into movies way ahead.
Yeah.
Because from here until when that happens, it could be a new director, completely new stars, different script.
I don't know. I don't see how her age has anything to do with her being in Ghostbusters.
It could be any character.
It's basically there's going to be a franchise and it's going to be women and
I'm down.
that's basically.
As long as they don't cross the streams. All right, what else we got coming up here?
Well, we got a bunch of coming events.
Yeah.
So I listed because I got all these event calendar. I got the event calendar going on here. So we got Arcade Expo next week, January 17th. We're going to be there on Saturday. That's our official
Saturday's the day.
Day.
If you haven't gotten them yet, last week
there was a group on.
There was a group on. I don't know if it's still up.
They're also on Gold Star.
So yeah, so there are some deals. So check that out.
So there are some deals out there for tickets if you haven't gotten your tickets yet. It's in Banning, which is just past Ukaipa. If you're in the area, there's going to be 850 plus pinball and arcade machines.
And they're all on free.
They're all on free play, so you just have to play. You just have to pay
to get in
the ticket. And there's also some panels. There's some movie screenings. Walter Day of King of Kong fame is going to be there. Twin Galaxies.
Twin Cities.
So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited. I'm just excited
cool.
that we're going to be there and we're going to play a lot of video games.
Oh, yes. And then we're going to
Matt Zappa's show at the Roxy.
January 25th.
Not the Roxy, the Whiskey.
You said it's Whiskey.
Crap.
You wrote the wrong one.
I wrote the wrong one here, so it's Whiskey. Yeah. I know there's those two places, Whiskey, Roxy.
They're kind of near each other there and stuff. They have similar, structure of shows. I've been to shows at both of them plenty of times.
I don't know if I've ever actually been to a show at the Whiskey.
Really?
No, I have. I
don't know. I've seen a lot.
I think we went to see Underage. Didn't Underage play at the Whiskey?
They played there, yeah.
Or was it at the Roxy?
I can't remember. See, now I'm getting them confused. And then James Riley, I saw on
Okay, so I confirmed it. It's on the website.
What time is it at?
It's at 7 p.m.
Oh, good. Okay.
So, and this is a kid-friendly event. It's 2 kid authors. So he's with another author.
Okay.
And it's the book tour date that we are going to is January 27th, Barnes & Noble, Montclair, California. That's in the IE. And Brendo, do you know Nick Papagiorgio from Yuma? I don't know anybody from Yuma.
Nick Papagiorgio.
Is that a real thing?
Isn't that from what's it called? Vegas Vacation?
That was
I was right. There you go. I was like, I know that name.
All right. Well, James Riley, author of.
So you're gonna be there.
So he's the author of Half Upon a Time, and he has a new book called The Book Thieves. Story Thieves. It's coming out.
And that looks really good.
So that's when we can buy it and get it signed there.
So if you want to come out to any of those events, make sure you let us know so we can meet up with you. And
but James Riley if you live in Illinois, he's doing some signings there. He's also doing a signing up in NorCal. And a couple other in the Inland Empire.
I love his tour schedule. It's so
very
going
weird.
On vacation, and so he's yeah, I'll go out there.
If you go to James Riley Author, it's a Tumblr. Just search James Riley Author on Google, and we'll bring up his Tumblr page. Let's see, cons. We got cons coming up. We got Long Beach Comic Expo, February 28th and March 1st. It's a 2-day.
We'll probably just be there in professional status. Have not heard anything back from anyone.
Don't think we're doing a panel.
So I don't know.
But we will be there. We got our pro badges.
Cool.
We'll probably be there Saturday.
Yeah, that's the most likely day.
And then we've got WonderCon is Easter weekend. It's the first weekend in April. And we don't know yet if we're going to have a panel. I've just put in our requests.
So you never know.
But we will be there either way.
We'll be going.
WonderCon.
I don't know why they do it on Easter.
We'll do that'll be our first big Benview Megacast of the year.
That's right.
So that'll be exciting.
We usually do one there and one at Maine Comic-Con. So.
Yeah, and you got Maine Comic-Con, which is actually earlier in July than normally. So that's further down the pipeline. But these are just the up-and-coming ones. So if you're going to be at either of those, come say hi. We'll have stickers and other things.
Definitely.
And
let us know you're going to be there so we can look for you.
Yeah. So what about you? What's going on, Phil?
All right, so a few things. We talked about the Marin show, obviously, so that was great. On Tuesday, Janelle was off from school. The kids were both in school for a day, so we got to have like a morning date.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
Morning date.
Well, it's the only time we had totally kid free, and we're doing it. So first of all, we went. I was trying to find like a movie, but that they don't screen movies that early. Like the earliest movie I could find was 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And that wasn't quite cutting it. So
you don't have a window.
So we wound up getting red boxes, and we went to this little cafe in town. It was really good. I think I told you about
Kettle.
The Copper Kettle, which is really good.
But they have changed. So for some reason, they thought it'd be a good idea for it to be Copper Kettle, and Copper and Cafe are both with a K, so it's KKK.
It's Copper Kettle Cafe. Now,
that's a bad idea.
I looked at the receipt. I think I brought it with me. Did I keep it in my pocket? I think I did. I shoved it in my pocket.
You are a dork.
No. I wanted to show you because. Oh no, that's the one from Disneyland that I just got.
You are a dork.
Dang it! Maybe I did. Took it out to look at it because they actually added a fourth K. So it's the Copper Kettle Cafe and Kitchen or something like that.
Do you think they did that?
So I think they might have done that.
Maybe they realized it might be a bad idea
because
to have 3 Ks. They went out of their way to have a 3 Ks.
That's not the letter.
It should be CKC.
They could have done CCC if they wanted to. Copper Kettle Cafe.
Can you do kettle with a C?
I don't know. I guess
that wouldn't work.
Settle.
Yeah.
Well, one way or another, it was a bad choice, but they've added a fourth K, I noticed, on the receipt. So anyway, that was a fun day, though. We watched a couple movies and from Redbox, and it was cool. Went to Marin. So then, earlier this week, we did, a 3-day trip to Disneyland, in the middle of which...
Well, this was because what's Phil without vacation?
Well, so here's the vacation plans. We just got back from...
Because Janelle's on vacation.
Janelle's on vacation, so we did a 3-day trip to Disneyland, plus we went to Marin in between that. And then, this is the big news, we got some more vacation
plans. Are you confirmed for this now?
We are confirmed.
You're confirmed.
We're going to Walt Disney World.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
My mom, this is crazy, my mom, long story, she...
Mom had cancer.
She had cancer. She was diagnosed with leukemia about, 6 years ago.
Made a bucket list.
So made a bucket list. When we first walked into the room, when the doctor first walked in, she said, the doctor said you have a month to live, start making plans now. And everyone freaked out, obviously. And then as time went on, she got second opinions and wound up moving over to City of Hope. Things got better. They found treatment. She did a couple rounds of chemo.
Responded well.
And eventually, this is just about, less than a year ago, they officially declared her in full remission.
Yay.
But during that time, she made a bucket list. One of the things is she wanted to finish her bachelor's degree. She had gotten really close, but never quite finished because she went into doing nursing.
Real quick, sorry, Craig wants to know, to restore his faith in humanity, tell me you don't know what I'm talking about if I mention Baphomet? No idea.
All right, there you go. That restores, because I don't know what you're talking about either.
All right. Well, so your mom, she did her bachelor's degree?
So she finished her bachelor's degree.
Yes.
And she's going to graduate.
Yes.
But she did it mostly online.
Yes.
And the graduation is in Florida.
At Disney World.
At Disney World, at one of the resorts. And so they offered to fly out any of the kids that wanted to go to the graduation. Mm-hmm. Now they're only paying for flights. We got to do hotel and the parks and all that
stuff. But still, flights a major expense.
For the hotels, plus through her graduation,
there's discounts.
They got discount tickets at 66% off of park tickets.
Dude.
Plus discount on the hotel. I can't remember the exact. It's I think it's 60% off on hotels.
That's employee discount.
So we're staying
level.
At the Contemporary Resort for part of the time.
Whoa,
which
nice.
Is normally
that's the one with the monorail that goes in it.
Goes through it.
Oh, you got it. Oh, dude.
We got it for $130 a night.
Holy crap.
for a couple nights, and then we're also doing the music resort for part of it because that was cheaper.
Are you doing music or Pop Century?
We're doing music.
Oh, okay.
Because that was the cheapest option for part of the time. Because that was only like $80 or something like that. So anyway, we're going to Florida for 9 days.
Are you still doing the whole, like, you're not going to tell the kids until you...
Yep, we're going to tell them on the way to the airport.
They're going to freak out.
Yeah. Now, we've been, like, dropping little hints. Like, we pulled out our home videos of, like, us going to Florida and stuff. And we're like, oh, look at this. This looks kind of like Disneyland, blah, blah. But we're going to tell them on the way to the airport.
Oh, it's so awesome.
So, yeah, it's going to be really cool. And so then I'll be going on vacation there. And then we got spring break coming up in March and April. So, you know, we'll have some more vacation plans there. Because at some point, probably during spring break, we'll do our camping trip with you.
Oh, yeah, we're going to Idlewild.
So,
wait, so when are you going to be in Florida?
So it's from, like, the 31st of January. It's coming up, like, super fast. Till, I don't know, the 9th or 8th or whatever it is.
I'm going to have to find, like, a guest host.
So, yeah. So you either got to get a guest host at that time.
Classic.
Or plan for a classic. You know, something
I haven't
like
busted
that.
out the classic episodes in a while.
That's true. It's been a long time. So who knows? So there will be a vacation. This is pretty good. We've been able to make it every week throughout this vacation. So
yeah.
Now that you're in town, you know.
Now I'm in town and you're leaving again.
And I'm leaving. Well, it's a few weeks still.
I get here and you're half the time I've been here. You've been on vacation, not even here.
It's what we do.
I moved to Ukaipa and you leave.
I'm just going on vacation a little bit. That's all.
If this is how it's gonna be, I don't want to live here anymore.
What?
I might be evicted from my apartment by then if I don't get my freaking unemployment doesn't start paying.
Yeah, still no news?
Well, they still are just behind because of the holidays.
Well, what is it? It's Friday.
Yeah.
No, it's Saturday.
You don't even know what day it is.
What day is today? I've been on vacation.
Saturday.
I don't know.
Your life is a vacation.
It is.
I have to say that every
I'm very
episode.
spoiled. I realize that. It's pretty cool.
But next week, both kids back in school.
Next week,
Janelle's
back
in
in school.
school.
Janelle's back in school. So some semblance of a regular schedule. But then Janelle has a 3-day weekend in a couple weeks. And then we're going to Florida, and then spring break. And then summer vacation. So, yeah.
Wow. So a lot of vacation plans.
Yeah.
Anything special at Disneyland?
Well, lots of good
Disneyland?
stuff. Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Well, Luke got picked by Thor.
Luke got picked by Thor, which was fantastic, and it was kind of a poetic justice because these other people that cut in front of us wound up.
He said,
like,
no.
The kids ran up to the front, and he's like, "Thou must be chosen by Thor," and then he went over and picked out Luke, and that was cool.
Nice.
So that's pretty fun. We didn't though. We tried to do the Jedi Academy because Luke still has not gotten picked to do the Jedi Academy, and it's breaking his heart. And it was actually a rare kind of negative experience because the guy, the Jedi Master dude, was kind of was a jerk to us. Because all the kids are jumping up and down, and he's going around, and he gets to Luke, and it says real big on all the signs, 4 years old or up, right? Or between 4 and 12 or whatever the age range is. But 4 is the lower limit, and Luke's been 4 for several months, but he's kind of short for a 4. He's a short 4, but he's definitely capable of doing it. I mean, he knows more than all those other kids combined about Star Wars, especially about the real Star Wars. So he comes along and he's like, this one, and he kind of comes over to Luke, and he didn't point directly at him, but as he went by, he's like, now parents, please take note. I see some smaller kids out here, and they're supposed to be 4 and over, so please don't send them up here if they're not 4. And he passes by him.
Dude.
I know. And we were like, what? He's 4. So our plan is the next time we go, because we want to.
What are you gonna have a name tag that says "I'm 4"?
Sign that says "I am 4" and my name is Luke. Because if they don't pick him after that, then I don't know. I don't know what else you can do. I am 4 and my name is Luke.
Come on.
He's 4.
Plus he's cute.
He's
Luke.
the cutest. And he's been training for this. He knows his Star Wars.
What if he gets up there and freaks out?
Well, okay, this is one other funny thing. So in the morning, we went and did a rope drop at California Adventure, and we went, and one of the things is we saw Olaf, because all the frozen stuff is crazy, but we managed to get right up and meet Olaf right away.
Yeah.
We still had to wait about 10 minutes.
Out.
He got up there, and he
Couldn't
flipped
deal
out.
with
He was
Olaf.
hiding behind Janelle, but the funny part is Olaf played into it, and he was hiding and copying him, peeking behind the poles and stuff. So anyway, plus his name is Luke. I know, he's meant to be. His whole life has been building up to this.
Okay, Mike. One more question. Brendo, has anything ever crushed your childhood spirit like Artax's death scene in The Swamp of Sadness?
So I think I handled that in stride.
I freaked out. I cried when I watched it. I cried more than your kids cried.
Yeah, when we watched it again. I know for me personally, my childhood spirit wasn't crushed until the prequels came out. That's what broke me finally. That's when I realized, wait, no, it's not all happy.
The movie that I couldn't deal with when I was a kid was The Bear.
Oh gosh.
Because like I remember right away, like the mom died or something,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm out. I couldn't handle it, and I left. And the horse really does look
I feel like
terrified.
that horse probably. Did it die?
No,
They say it didn't.
no, it didn't. They like because they actually did a whole thing where the kid like I researched this because there was a whole big thing about it online because people said, oh, because somebody told Janelle that he did die.
Oh, that's right.
But
That's
then
right.
Janelle looked it up, and it turns out that the kid that played Atreyu got the horse.
Okay.
Like he got it.
But the horse definitely was not like stoked about shooting that scene.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, yeah. So the boulder dropped on Mama Bear and the bear, and I was done. So I stayed. I remember because my friend's dad owned the theater, and we would during when it was his turn. I think our parents had like this whole schedule because there was 5 of us because they had 3. It was my best friends, and they
Right.
had 3 sons and just 2, and then there was me and my brother. So that's 5 boys,
Right.
and like. So they kind of worked the schedule where we would rotate around. We couldn't just be in one place.
Right.
One person. We were too much for one adult to handle most of the time, and so we a lot of times on the weekends though, my friend's dad Chuck, owned the La Paloma Theater in Encinitas for a period of time, which is this old school one screen classic
Still
movie
there.
theater, still there. And but they would show like a triple feature on the weekends, so he would just plant us. There was a couch up in the balcony. He would plant us there. All the candy was like right behind him. We would have run of candy, and I remember the bear was the first of the day, and I remember sitting in the lobby playing Jungle Hunt because I couldn't watch the
You couldn't
bear,
take the bear.
so I waited until the next
my
movie.
my other issue with the bear is like for a long time that was like the substitute teacher's go-to movie. That or Milo and Otis.
Ugh.
And they would show those over and over again. I'm like, I've seen this. I don't want to see this anymore.
Speaking
Why
about
are you
animal
showing this to me?
cruelty,
Yeah, there you go. All
I don't
those.
notice like straight up kill all the dogs and cats.
Okay, I like this question. Mike in the chat says, the swamp of sadness versus the fire swamps. If there was a fork in the road, which swamp would you choose? Brendo?
Fire swamp probably.
I'm going to go a trick question. The third answer is actually the bog of eternal stench. And I would go
That
for
seems to be definitely the least fatal.
Yeah.
Because like
But
you
if
got
you touch it, you
fire
stink for the
swamps
rest of your
and
life.
sadness. You have quicksand. You got the
ruins
friggin'
of unusual
ROUSs. The bog, as long as you don't fall in, I'd have to go
Yeah,
with that.
bog of eternal stench. However, what is it with like movies
fire
from when we were a
swamp-
kid with like swamps and bogs?
Because it's scary.
I guess so.
I don't know.
It's just cool.
Because with the fire swamp, at least you know when the fire's gonna
If
burst
you know,
out.
assuming you know beforehand.
But you hear the.
But the rodents of unusual size, you still have to fight. Even though he knew about it, he still
Yeah.
had to like fight it to the death.
I could fight one of those.
The bog of eternal stench just had to not fall in, but it stank a lot.
Swamp of sadness, you get sad.
Yeah, see that's
And you-
sad. If you get too sad, you just sink in.
You just think, why was that horse so sad?
I don't know. And why didn't he get sad after the horse died?
Because he was super
I
strong.
mean, he did get sad. I realize, but that's
Horses
true. He's a
get
trick.
sad.
Apparently so.
But
I would
it was just so sudden. It was like you're waiting for that
Yeah,
moment where he's gonna
yeah,
come
it's
bursting
gonna
out.
save the day.
Nope, that horse is dead, son.
Okay, but as much as that is tough to watch, I appreciate kid movies that are honest about stuff though too.
It's true.
I mean, I'm not saying that like new movies don't do this ever, but I feel like there was definitely a period of time when we had some real honest movies that dealt with real things for kids, and I like that. You know, it's tough to see sometimes, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Because kids aren't stupid; they know stuff happens. You know, I don't know. Yeah, again, and I'm not saying it's like not a sad scene. I'm just saying, you know, it's good for kids to be aware of reality sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time, you know. I'm not saying they have to watch that constantly, but there's a time and a place for that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, not a whole lot's been going on with me. I mean, I did one unemployment thing this week. So I'm getting ready to enroll in school, but I have to go through all the red tape and hoops of the workforce development place.
Hasn't been too bad so far.
Yeah, so I mean, I had to I had to I had to do a work like a orientation thing last week, so I had to dress business casual,
Oh, yeah.
and then it was basically a class on how to fill out these forms, and I'm like, who needs this? And obviously everybody did, because they would be like, so because they even said like, don't fill out this one form till the very end, and I will tell you how to do it. And like right away, she's like, don't put the date on it, and then she's like, okay, how many of you put the date on it? And half the class was like, and I'm like, maybe I guess they do need this, because it's basically how to fill it. So it was like a form that should have taken you like, if I had been on my own and you could follow directions, 5 minutes. But this was like an hour and a half thing of like filling out this.
I like the
forms.
story you told about like the shift key something.
Oh, well, when I first went in there, so it's like a resource. It's also a place where people go that to use the computer, and it's the kind of people that don't have computers in their homes.
Right.
And so one of the ladies, like one of the instructor people, I just heard her yelling out like, use the shift key. The shift key, no, push it. Hold it down to get the number sign. The number sign. It's the 3, hit shift, hold it, and then hit the 3. That's a number sign. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I couldn't work here.
Yeah. That would drive you absolutely crazy.
So now I
key.
have to go to I got to go to a workshop on interviewing and other skills
All right.
in order to meet with my advisor, who will then help me get placed in a education program that they will pay for.
So there's some hoops.
Catch you later, Mike.
Thanks for hanging out,
Thanks
Mike.
for hanging out. So hopefully maybe in a month, I don't know, I'll be doing my class.
Still, though, you're in process. That's good.
And I found out that as long as I am in this process, because I already talked to the unemployment department, I'm good for unemployment.
So there you go.
So even if I'm just intend to do this, or the wheels are turning, then I qualify. I don't have to continue looking for work.
Well, that makes it less stressful for you, because if they're slow and things are going well, it's not
Yeah,
your
but
problem.
I need to get paid money to pay my bills.
That is true.
So hopefully once that starts happening, I'll get caught up, and then
That's
I'll be
good,
fine.
because they'll retroactively pay and stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So that's good.
It's just dealing with the government and like at the government pace and all the forms. Filled out so many forms.
Ugh.
But so that's my life.
Cool.
But I've been getting up in the mornings to do stuff, so that's good.
Yeah, I think it's good for you to have at least some semblance of a schedule.
That way I'm not completely depressed and sad.
You have something to do.
And another activity actually suggested further by your sisters.
That's right.
Which I guess I have to tell them about this, but I cuss a little bit. Just by my habit of playing video games.
They'll find it anyway, I'm sure.
Well, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can watch the videos, which if you, it's just youtube.com/BrendoMan, but I also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BrendoMan, and my show is called BrendoMan Plays Video Games.
Which is an accurate description.
A streaming me playing video games. And I already saw some people from some Radio BrendoMan listeners have been in there.
Nice.
And because I play a lot of, mostly playing WWE 2K15, but I played some other games. I did one of me playing SteamWorld Dig,
Nice.
and I did one of me playing the new, so on PSN, they gave out Infamous First Light, and it's this game where you have superpowers, and you can go super fast,
Okay.
and then you fight things.
That's cool.
And you can watch me playing it, and I never played it before, so I'm like, I guess I'll do this. Oh, I'm really bad at this, and oh, this is the button that does this. So if that sounds fun to you, then
you should listen to him.
catch it. Once I have my school schedule and everything, because I was reading one of the essential things to streaming is you need to set up a regular time and commit to it.
Right.
And I don't have that right now, because now it's just, oh, I'm going to play video games now. Okay, I'm going to...
Well, you can always do like bonus stuff, right?
Yeah, but I need to get a regular time going. Josh was helping me because I couldn't figure out how to stream on my PC. Because like with PS4, you seriously click a button.
It's really easy, right?
It's super easy. With the PC, you have to have software, and you have to the software is kind of complicated. But Josh helped me choose the software, and it's free.
Nice.
It's called Open Broadcast Software, and I've been trying to figure out how to use that because I made one, and I guess I wasn't using headphones, so it caused all this head feedback, and then the microphone volume. So like I had to delete that video because it's terrible.
That's bad.
But now I got headphones, and I figured it out. I really need another monitor to be able to really do it because like you can't see the chat. But I found out you can look at the chat on my phone.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm gonna try it probably tomorrow or Monday on the PC. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through because I have like 150 games on Steam
that
I haven't even played. So I'm gonna go through and play all the games that I've never played.
Nice.
And I thought that would be like a good theme. But if you have like specific things or anything about that, feel free to hit me up. Again, BrendoMan plays video games. You can comment on the YouTube videos. A lot of people have been commenting.
That's cool.
It's pretty exciting.
I was saying, like, you're gonna play video games, you might as well stream it.
I feel like I don't have a hook, because, like, what do you talk about, like, while you're playing the video games? It's like, so, this is what's going on. All right, I'm playing this.
All I know is, like, you heard talking to my sisters, they're obsessed with watching...
Yeah, but they're, like, Minecraft, and, like, Minecraft specifically.
But there's other... I mean...
I don't play Minecraft.
That's their thing, but people like to watch...
It's weird.
You know, game... What do you call it?
Let's play.
Let's play, right?
Game streaming.
Streams, whatever. People and kids like of a younger generation, like they watch it all the time.
Yeah.
They have they're fans of what's the guy that
I don't think I'll run out of Steam games, Josh, but thank you. I will definitely.
What's the name of the guy that they're into? Like Bounce
Stampy. But he's like
like they watch him obsessively. Like to them, he's a bigger celebrity than like any person in a movie or something like that.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. There you go. Mario says play multiplayer and yell about teamwork. That's probably a catch. That's a good hook.
If I get another PS4 controller, can I have you come over?
I'll be a guest.
Well, I have another. We could play on Steam 2-player because I have like 5 Xbox controllers, so we could play something. Because I got the webcam set up.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right. So some sad news. I had to mention this because it just happened today. But Taylor Negron, wonderful actor and someone that I got to interview, one of my favorite guests on Bagged and Boarded. He passed away because of cancer. I've had a lot of cancer deaths lately.
Yeah.
It's really sad. But he was so funny. I just remember right away because I actually Matt Cohen posted the Bagged and Boarded that he was on. It's episode 77, I want to say. It's on SoundCloud. I don't think the links on Smodcasts work anymore.
Huh. So,
but there's a SoundCloud link. If you go to my Twitter, I retweeted it, or go to Matt's Twitter. He's at CamelToad, and it was fun to listen back because he has these amazing stories. Because he interned for Lucille Ball when she was like super old, but
which is crazy.
Which is just crazy. He also was really good. He lived with Robin Williams for a long time. So he's got all kinds of cool stories. We asked him all kinds of cool questions, and he was super nice. I remember
ask him about Young Doctors in Love.
Yeah. On
behalf of me.
Yes. And I just remember at first we were really intimidated because we were like, this is the first real actor we've had. I'm actor,
right.
And and I remember he was a little bit. Standoffish at first, when we got there and we were talking to him, and then he's like, I have to go out back and prepare, and so he's being he's being actory, what if this doesn't work out? But he was amazing, and he was super nice. I remember he posted on my Facebook wall that night, he was my friend on Facebook,
yeah,
and he was super nice, and his Facebook posts were always very uplifting. He was never a negative person. And he was always complimenting other people and recommending cool things, and just a wonderful dude. And I mean, he's one of that guys. Probably most famous. He's the pizza delivery guy in Fast Times. He's also the pizza guy in Biodome.
Right.
He's the mailman in Better Off Dead, because that's one of my favorite. What's a little boy you doing? Big boy smut like this when he orders how to pick up trashy women. How to pick up trashy women, because he's got the rocket and the trashy women.
Yeah. You got of course we were talking earlier. He was in Young Doctors in Love, that was like more of a leadish role for him.
Well, then his big lead role was he was the bad guy in Last Boy Scout.
Yep. But probably my favorite of those movies is Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah.
I have a special place in my heart for that. He's got a smaller role in that, but a great role, and that's a good weird movie.
So watch some Taylor Negron movies because they're really funny, and he's funny, and I was really just bummed out because he was so nice and he was super cool to talk to. Again, probably my top 3 guests I ever got to talk to.
And he's in everything. Like, if you look at his IMDb, like, he's been in tons of stuff. Like you said, he's that guy. Like, totally.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, moving on. Book corner. So I finished The Great Brain at the Academy.
Yeah,
that's back to you.
That's the one where he goes, obviously, to the Academy.
It's my favorite one so far, like, by far.
So good, right?
Like, I always kind of wanted to go to like a boarding school just because of movies and books.
Yeah, all the adventures they get into.
And like they get into wacky, crazy adventures. It really doesn't sound that appealing to go to.
No.
But it's so funny.
Because we also read the Bruno and Boots ones.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of wacky adventures. Not to mention Toy Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers. For me, it was like Toy Soldiers, Dead Poets Society, were like the big things. Reading Roald Dahl's Boy, because about him going to boarding school, because that's like he's like talking about when he gets like caned and stuff.
Yeah.
And like so I had like, but I was always fascinated with boarding schools.
And this is like right up that alley. Like,
yeah.
Totally.
They go to it's a Catholic boarding school.
Right.
And run by monks, and so. And he has his own candy store. He's like making tons of money.
Sneaking out at night and stuff.
I thought it was cool, the story about him riding in the locomotive. And he catches a card shark on the train.
And he gets in trouble because he was in the locomotive, but he was like dirty from the front.
So he just starts off getting in trouble all the time.
It's really good.
It's a really exciting book.
And this takes place at the same time as the last one did.
Yeah, so it's taking place at the same time.
Yeah.
So, and also fantastic illustrations by Mercer Mayer.
That's right.
I love his illustrations.
See you, Mario. Thanks for hanging out.
Mario's tapping out.
Wow, we even tired out Mario tonight.
Crazy. So, I highly recommend those books. I'm excited to continue reading them. And it's weird though because some of these books are not easy to come by. Like even in the great San Bernardino library system, some of them they're not even listed.
Yeah.
So I got to borrow the next one from you.
I got mine because I had a lot of them from like when I was a kid, but I didn't have them all. I had to hunt some of them down on eBay and stuff. I did some wheeling and dealing there. So yeah, they're definitely but it's funny because the first one is easily available. It's still in print.
Yeah.
And the last one is.
Yeah.
But some of the in between ones are not. So.
What's the next one called?
The next one is The Great Brain Reforms.
Okay.
Which so I just finished.
You got to bring that over.
Got to bring that over.
All right. Then I also just finished The Hardcore Diaries by Mick Foley. It was his 3rd book. This book is nuts because one, he kind of, I think he was suffering from a lot of post-concussion syndrome.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of rambling. And a lot of, you think we go on tangents? He goes on the crazy, because it's like diary form, and he just starts going off on these tangents like, oh, that reminds me of the time I did this. So it's hard to keep track of like, because basically the throughput narrative is him getting ready for, so he had been retired from full-time wrestling, but he was still doing part-time for WWE, and he was gearing up for a big tag team match at an ECW pay-per-view, and this was him documenting that and like building up the storyline, and it goes all the way from when he first proposes the story at the writers' meeting to the actual match happening, which there has never been more inside baseball on, especially on a book published by WWE, which is crazy because there are times where he's just flat out saying like, I hate Vince McMahon. He's a total a-hole. This is what happened. And like just crazy inside stuff, like so it's very out of character for the Mick Foley that you know from. I think the reason why it's not as popular is because it's so different from his first 2 books, which are just straight up like linear biographies. And they're very positive. It'll go between positive and then like you're like, wow, he really hates WWE. He hates wrestling. He hates this person. He hates that. So that's why it's so different than his other books, but it's fascinating.
Right.
And some really sweet story. Like it talks about him going to Afghanistan and like meeting like orphans and like all kinds of stuff. Like he does an insane amount of charity work. So you get to hear about some of that. And he doesn't talk about like in a boastful way, just like talking about it. And that's pretty cool. But it is very different than Have a Nice Day and Fully as Good. I'm curious to read his last book that he wrote about, like his autobiography book. He wrote when he actually did leave WWE and go to TNA, and now he's back in WWE. But I want to read his TNA book because I'm pretty sure he really lets everybody have it in that one. Steam. So because he lets out a ton of steam in this one, I'm like, well then what's his TNA one like? Because holy crap, he does not pull punches. So it's kind of intense.
Although he does pull punches.
That's true.
Professionally speaking.
But he also talks about when he basically let Terry Funk legitimately, he calls it doing a hard way, where basically the other guy punches you until you are bleeding. So he basically let Terry Funk punch him in the face like 6 times until he started bleeding, and his face looks really messed up because it didn't really bleed externally, but it was like tons of internal bleed. So he's got like crazy bruise.
If I got punched one time, I'd be out.
Also, Terry Funk is crazy. So like, and it basically what he feared would happen, and like Terry, like he was supposed to punch him a few times, and again, a few times turned into like 6 times, and there's some good stories. It was an entertaining read. I'm glad I read it.
That's cool.
And I also checked out Thud, but Craig Rennie wrote in and informed me that it is not. It is like part of a series
or something like that.
Then I found out. Then I looked at so it's like according to Goodreads, it's like number 25 in the Discworld series. But then I read that there's like this reading chart if you go to the Discworld series page at Goodreads. And there's actually separate series inside the Discworld series.
Okay.
So there's like multiple points of entry.
So is this one of those?
No.
Not even one of those?
This is part of the City Watch series, but there's still like 3 or 4 books before that series.
That's a pretty big commitment there.
It's pretty intense. So I'll have to reevaluate.
See if you're going to... Can you just get the first one?
I did actually order... I reserved the first one.
Okay.
So I'm the first one of the Discworld series.
So then you can tell, like, is
this
something you're going to commit to?
Yeah, get an idea. Series? So I'm gonna get that. So because I've reserved my first books at the library, but they're not in yet.
Nice. Well, they're. Jeez.
It makes noise
Fire's
every time.
Over here.
Because I got it on the thermostat, right, so it'll stop and then it'll start.
Thought there was some explosions happening. Want to make sure when
flaming Black Widows come flying out.
Black Widows come out. Anyway, yeah, it's good. I've reserved books from the library and it comes through good. So
do you get an email when it's there?
Yeah, they do. Although I feel like it came in and they did an email afterwards. Like I think it was there and then I got an email. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how timely the email is because I like go in and check. I went in and checked and it was
check on the shelf.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway.
All right. This has been library talk.
That's good. Well, libraries are good.
And then I'm almost done with Dinosaur Comics. Dudes already know about chickens. I actually finished all the strips, and then there's multiple indexes, but I'm actually reading one of the indexes because it's index by possible reader subject, like suggested email subject lines in response to this strip, and it's just a list of funny email subjects. Cool. It's really funny. So once I finish that, I'll consider the book done. But it's amazing. Dinosaur Comics is amazing. You can get all the books. I'll definitely have to get the next book at some point. Maybe this Comic-Con.
Good.
Because that's when I got this one. I got a Comic-Con. I will have to get the next one because then he's there and he's signing them.
That's cool to pick it up in person.
It's always nice to talk to Ryan North because he's always cool.
Yeah.
Every time we've ever talked to him, he's been super nice and super cool.
And he's really an awesome writer.
Although maybe now that he has a book, he's like, oh, you guys. Ugh.
No.
Ugh.
No.
David Malky, last time we saw him, he's like, ugh.
No.
Just kidding. What if he did, though?
They probably did. The more likely scenarios, they don't even look at it. Like, honestly.
They probably have a pile.
People probably hand them stuff all the time,
I feel like Dave Kellett might have read our book. He seems like a nice dude.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't think it's a mean thing. It's just you only have so much time in the day, and people probably give you stuff. Much like I think Mark Maron is nice enough to listen to our thing, but might not have time or forget. It's just reality.
What if he went to the website, saw our big giant faces, and like, ugh.
No.
The heck is this?
No, he'd see Vicky's awesome fan art and go,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is like professional. I'm gonna check this out."
But what if he thought we looked weird?
He saw
Not
some
because of the
person-
art, because we're
He
weirdos.
saw us in person and said,
Yeah, what
he
if he's like,
still asked for
those
the
are
thing
those two
afterwards.
guys both wearing Goonie shirts.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. We inadvertently wore matching Goonie shirts, slightly different, but still.
Mine said Goondocks Treasure
Yeah,
Hunters.
the mine said Goonies never die, but still.
They were Skull Goonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're men in our mid-30s.
And we didn't
both wearing
realize it
Goonie
until like
shirts.
halfway through dinner. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we wearing matching shirts right now? What's? It was inevitable. We both have enough T-shirts of like dumb pop culture stuff. At some point, we were gonna wear matching shirts, but you have like a wide variety, so it hadn't happened yet. Anyway, so I finished the Next Great Brain book, which we'll talk about when you finish it, and then I started reading The Enchanted Castle by E. Nesbitt. I haven't finished it yet. It's really good though so far.
It's cool.
It definitely I can see the influence on. The Half Magic books that we read and stuff like that. It's really good. It's kind of a classic, and I think what is it, 1909 or 07 or something like that. But it's really good. So more on that when I get there. But if you guys want to join our book club, read some books along with us, go ahead to our website radiobrendo.com and click the book club link, and you can join our Goodreads club and see a little bit more of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So cool.
Music Talk, anything?
Music Talk. In a Lonely Place is still our new CD. I guess there's nothing new about that. It's on iTunes now. It's on every digital download place. Actually, it's funny. We had someone buy the CD this week through CD Baby.
Yeah.
And do you see where they were from by any chance?
They're from France.
They're from France. Someone in France bought a CD.
French people like.
Apparently, French people like it. We've had a few foreign orders over the time. Usually Canada, but I've done a couple, in Europe, for the most part. But I don't think I've ever had a France one before, so that's cool.
It's just through CD Baby, so they had to do with it, not us.
It, yeah. That was nice.
Just get the money. All right. So, did you watch the How to Make Money on the Internet video yet?
Oh, no, I haven't. I've been gone because I only have access to that at home with the VHS player, obviously.
Well, I did think since we had some time, I did want to do a Phil Freaky movie of the week.
Okay, we could do that.
What about Hail Caesar?
All right, Hail Caesar is interesting because we were talking about it last week or
something.
The
new Coen Brothers movie is called Hail Caesar, but I don't think it has anything to do with it.
I don't think it's related at all. Hail Caesar, I want to say it was mid-90s or late 90s maybe, and it stars Anthony Michael Hall, and he starts a band, and the band in the movie is called.
And this is ripped Anthony Michael Hall, not.
Yeah, and it's a weird movie. It's a movie about music. And I remember at the time when I first saw it, because we rented it on VHS when it came out, and I really liked the main song, their hit song in the movie. I was like, oh, this is really good. And then watching it in later years, I'm like, oh, that's a really dated song. It's really, I don't know why.
How does the song go? Hail Caesar.
I don't know. You
Hail
look it up.
Caesar.
I guarantee you, there's a YouTube clip of it. But the other main exciting part about this movie is that Samuel L. Jackson, in a very early role for Samuel L. Jackson, is a mailman. And he comes in, I think a dog chases him and stuff like that. It's a terrible movie. It really is. But it's one of those movies that's so bad that I enjoy watching it. But it's really bad. How does there's a song.
Okay,
just look up the Hail Caesar song. It's pretty good. You can play it real fast. It's really cheesy. Other stuff about it, see, I probably haven't watched it in a couple of years. But it's very, very dated. You can tell, it was an independent movie at the time. Let's see, what do we got there? Man, let's put Anthony Michael Hall. Hail Caesar clip. There's a clip from it.
Anthony Michael Hall.
There you go.
Of is?
Maybe,
Hall of Mirrors, Dance for Me.
That's one of them. Because they're a band in the movie, so there's tons of stuff in the movie based on his. Yeah, maybe let's see if this is it. Here we go. Look, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, and Robert Downey Jr.
And Judd Nelson.
So the interesting part is they were both very briefly on SNL together. The tagline is, "It's hard to rock and roll when you're knee deep in rubber erasers."
What does that mean?
Oh gosh, it's just a horrible movie. You'd have to just watch.
Wait.
Me and you and me.
Is he trying to be Prince? Like his voice is all modulated?
I think so. I think
Is this the song?
I don't think this is the main song. This is not like the main song. Again, there's several songs throughout the movie. This will give you an idea of it here. It's super cheesy.
So is this him getting kicked out of a music record label place?
And he lives like in a big mansion. If I remember correctly, they like lose their. Oh look, that's some good like extras acting there. She's totally like not saying words there.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay, and this is us watching YouTube again.
Yeah.
You gotta stop this.
Anyway, it's pretty bad. So I recommend you checking it out. What is the main song? What You Feel? Isn't that the same one we just did?
No. It's Dance for Me. Oh, he's got it. This is like, so Hall of Mirrors is the name of the...
Oh, that's like some other band or like a guy that's doing like remixes of it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to find it. I'm sure it's up there.
Hail Caesar dance scene?
The dance scene, maybe? Oh yeah, here we go.
This is Robert Downey Jr.
This is like in the wacky Robert Downey Jr. years.
This is like Robert Downey Jr. drugged out. Okay, we gotta stop this.
Right.
We're just watching YouTube.
Well, you get
now.
the idea now.
All right.
So
that's Hail
I highly
Caesar.
recommend you watch it. It's terrible. And the Samuel Jackson scene is also horrible and worth watching.
Cool.
I will watch anything with Samuel Jackson at least once.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Well, I've been watching WWE Network as per the usual.
Yeah.
The thing that they added that I really want to watch, and I actually want to watch one with you because it's so ridiculous,
Okay.
is their Tuesday Night Titans show from the 80s.
Okay.
It was basically Vince McMahon's idea to do it's like a talk show format, but they also do sketches, serious like sketches, and there's like musical numbers and everything. Like it's like wrestling show. It's a wrestling show basically made for Phil because it's like ridiculous.
Okay.
And it's super 80s, and Bobby Heenan at his best. So I definitely want you to watch one of those.
All right.
There's like, for instance, there's one skit that they did on Tuesday Night Titans called Fuji Vice, and it's Mr. Fuji and Don Morocco and their Crockett and Tubbs.
Like my own.
Yes.
All right. That definitely dates it there as well.
Oh, dude, it's super dated. It's super ridiculous, but it's all on WWE Network now. So
right.
I think you would appreciate it. I also watched the newest episode. We talked about Lucha Underground last week.
Right.
I'm all caught up, and I watched the new episode. Still awesome, amazing. I think Brian Cage is making his debut next week, so I'm really excited about that. It's cool seeing like some of these guys that we've seen in other shows. Matt Benson and I have seen.
Right.
So that's been exciting. Aztec Warfare, they did this match. It was called the Aztec Warfare match.
Okay.
It was crazy. It was 20 guys. It's a 20-man elimination match.
Okay.
So it wasn't like Royal Rumble where you got to throw them over the top. You have to pin or submit. So it was just this, and then every 2 minutes a new guy comes in. So it's like if Royal Rumble, it's like the Royal Rumble if it was just pinfalls and submissions. So it was just chaos. It was really fun to watch.
All right.
So, and that was for the championship. So they crowned a new champion. I don't want to spoil it because not everybody may have watched it, but that was exciting, and I had fun watching it. I'm all caught up on Parenthood. Was really freaked out for a minute, and because I thought Coach might die, he still might die.
Wow.
But it's such a good show.
All right.
Loved it.
All right.
And caught up on Parenthood. Almost caught up on SNL. Most recent watch was the James Franco episode.
What'd you think?
Really funny.
Some good ones on
great.
that.
James Franco episode was great.
Yeah.
I love the one where it's like the little kid who won as mayor.
The mayor one.
And like he's like trying to get him
commercial.
to. So he's trying to like he's doing like a recover. He's like, "What's with this kid? He pooped his pants and cried about it. I didn't poop my pants. I haven't pooped my pants in a year. When I did, I left work early and left my pants in the woods. I hung out with his dad. Like he's just like.
Yeah, that was a good one.
This is really funny. He's cute. Everyone's saying he's cute. I can be cute.
Yeah.
I watched Agent Carter.
Oh yeah, I haven't.
Have you watched
I haven't
it?
done it yet. No,
Dude, it's so good.
I want to.
You should watch it.
Okay,
It's on Hulu
looks
Plus.
cool.
We got the first 2 episodes. Really good.
I have Hulu.
Awesome. Rolf Garman cameo.
Nice.
Very entertaining, but it's pretty awesome. She's great. I also watched the entirety of Wrestle Kingdom 9, New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's like their WrestleMania. I couldn't figure out how to get the flips app to work, so I just watched it, and then I bought it, so I'm like, this is okay because I paid money for it, and it was pretty awesome. 4 out of 10 stars on the Hitman scale is completely insane.
What?
He's crazy.
Steve
as much as I like, no, I think a Hitman, Bret Hart said 4 out of 10 stars.
Oh, okay.
Did he? Or are you saying 4 out of 10 stars? I don't know.
I'm a little out of my depth there. I didn't know that was a Hitman scale.
Well, I'm not super familiar. I just know sometimes he posts things.
Oh, okay.
But I really loved it.
How many stars for you?
I'd give it a 10 out of 10 stars. Right. Because also, it was great. That's how he described Triple H match with Taker. That's funny. But it was great to watch because it was the first time Jim Ross has done commentary in a really long time, and he's like he's the greatest commentator that has ever existed.
Okay.
Maybe Gordon Soley or somebody people would say is better, but he's the best, and it was cool to hear him and Matt Stryker do commentary in Japan, and it added this element because I watch Japanese wrestling, but part of it is missing because I have no idea what the commentators are saying, except when they say things like "Lariato," because it's a lariat, right. Or like "Brainbuster." Like I know that,
right? But
other than that, I have no idea what they're just like a lot of highs and hi, da 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 da, hi, da da da, hi, da 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 da. That, because there are very few there's not a whole lot of promos. There's not a whole lot of like soap opera stuff. It's just this guy thinks he's better than this guy, or this guy's wrestling for the championship, and they're gonna wrestle, and they're gonna beat the living crap out of each other, and it's gonna be nuts. And that's basically all these matches are. Pretty awesome. It was also cool. The opening match was a 4-team tag team match.
Okay.
And Benson and I had seen 3 of the 4 tag teams wrestle before. So these are like young up and coming guys, and they always start out with like a big, because during they really know how to pace their cards in Japan. So you'll have like a really fast paced, crazy match, and they'll slow it down a little bit, then they'll build it up a little bit, then they'll have another slower match, and then like the last 3 matches though were just like 3 5-star matches, just right after the other. Boom, boom, boom. They had this cool match, Sakuraba versus Suzuki. So these 2 guys, it was basically a worked shoot fight where it was like done like an MMA match where only submissions, you had to either give up or ref stoppage. But it was UWFI rules, but it's a worked match. It's scripted.
Okay.
But they really beat the crap out of each other, and they were slapping on. So this is like MMA holds, and these 2 guys, Sakuraba and Suzuki, basically created MMA as we know it.
Huh.
Like these are 2 dudes in their 40s that are like the best fighters ever. Like in real life. That's the other thing about Japanese wrestling is, like, Sakuraba, for instance, beat, like, everybody who's into MMA and jiu-jitsu has heard of the Gracies, like Hoist Gracie. There's Gracie gyms everywhere. Sakuraba beat all the Gracies.
Huh.
Beat all of them. Like, I remember the one thing I watched, I think it was Sakuraba, like, Ken Shamrock at his height, Sakuraba, like, beat the crap out of him.
Huh.
Like, these guys are, like, since that's the thing about Japan, wrestling and MMA, like, here they're like opponents, and like it's very like Vince McMahon hates MMA, and they don't work together at all. MMA and shoot fighting in Japan is very much tied together with pro wrestling. Like, a lot of pro wrestlers do MMA, and a lot of MMA fighters do pro wrestling in Japan. There's a way more crossover. So, for instance, these 2 guys, they are like the best shoot fighters in the world probably, but they also happen to be amazing pro wrestlers, so they have this mixed is MMA. So when they do their pro wrestling matches, they feel like an MMA fight, and like they're doing like key locks and all this stuff, and like it's brutal. It's brutal, but it's really amazing.
Wrestle Kingdom.
So Lynch is the same Sakuraba guy. Like, and these both of the like Suzuki looks kind of threatening. Sakuraba looks like this he's kind of thin. He's like a little gaunt, and he doesn't like you would look at him. You're like, oh, that's a guy,
right.
And like, but this man will kill. Yeah, he looks like a gardener. Like but like he again, as he pointed out, he beat Rampage Jackson with a 30-pound weight difference. 30 pounds in like fighting is a ton. And he beat so this guy just looks like a Japanese dude, and he can just like he will like rip your arm out of its socket,
like a Wookiee.
Yeah,
all right.
Crazy.
Oh, I got it now. So it's like Wookiee
and
wrestling.
In this match, it really did look like Sakuraba broke Suzuki's arm, like just straight up broke it off. Like that's how good of a job they did. Because I'm pretty sure he was fine, but the whole time like. It really looked like he broke his. I'm like 70% sure he severely injured. Like they beat the crap out of each other. Like when they were kicking each other, like oh. And that's the thing. Like Japanese style altogether is way more. Again, it's very much more realistic. And like when they're kicking each other, they are kicking each other. Like yes, it's scripted, but it's way more like they're fighting. Like they're beating the crap out of each other.
It hurts.
But then to have that with Jim Ross and Matt Stryker on commentary, so I can actually hear the backgrounds, because that's the whole thing. Like about this is what makes Jim Ross a great commentator, and what both of these guys they're actually putting over the wrestlers. They're talking about the wrestling match, and that kind of helps you get really invested because they're telling you these guys' backstories. They're helping tell the story.
Right.
So it makes it that much fun. I'm like, oh, these are these guys, because I've seen all these guys wrestle, but I didn't quite know all their deals. I'm like, I don't know really what the deal is. This guy, I like watching him, but now that I have American commentary, I can actually understand. And I hope that it did well, because like, it sounds like they're going to keep doing it. So this could be a big, giant, huge thing. I'm super stoked.
Cool.
It was awesome. So that was a lot. That's my wrestle minute.
That's your wrestle.
We need to do a freaking MBWS so I can get all this out of my system.
You've got to. Because I'm not a good like I don't know. Oh, okay, that sounds cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have to talk about this.
Yes.
So we had talked about it last night. That we were gonna last episode. We were gonna watch the Perils of Punky episodes.
The cave episode. I've heard so much about.
It's the famous cave. If you're not familiar with the episode titles, it's the episodes where Punky and her friends go to cave and it just goes batshit crazy.
It's nuts.
And Phil you watched.
I watched.
Had you seen these episodes?
I've definitely not seen.
So Phil had never seen this before. So we sat down afterwards and watched it. What were your? Tell us.
Okay.
What you thought.
Here's my response. Now remember, Josh is going to be coming on at some point.
Once the bet's settled.
Right, because we want to hear his perspective. So we figured we watch it first.
Because Josh has a crazy story.
Yeah. So. It starts out, like normal enough.
They're going on a camping
trip. It's on location, so it's a little different, but still.
You can tell, like, right away, you're like, oh, they spent some money here.
Yeah, they're going out, they're camping. Well, they're still... Okay, we'll get to the bet in a bit. Josh is going to come on, we'll talk about the bet. Because they're still, according to VG charts, I still have, like, 3 days left of information that hasn't come in. If Nintendo sold 2 million units in the last 3 days of December, and Xbox doesn't sell any, then I could still win. I refuse until I have the final information of everything.
Oh my gosh!
To admit, right? But I will. I'll stand behind
Punky
it.
Brewster.
All right, Punky Brewster. So it starts out normal enough. They're camping, and then they said, "Oh, we're gonna go play in the woods," and they're
gonna go get firewood.
They're gonna go firewood. That's right. And so the adults say, make sure you don't. Don't go too far and stay together, blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, they go out in the woods. They get lost. They're going in circles. And they, debate over whether they should, go or stay. And then they come across a cave. Yeah. And there's a debate about it. And they wind up going into the cave.
And to this point, you're still like, all right.
Okay. It's like, I'm assuming the lesson's going to be, stay within
so
the
I've yet, so Phil isn't yet sold on this. This is the craziest
all right,
episode.
So they're on location. They go in a cave. Big deal. Then they go in. And I start saying, like, okay, this is weird, because they go in and there's like a campfire burning in the cave. I'm like, why is there That doesn't make sense. Why is there a campfire in there? Then it starts getting nuts. Like there's paintings on the wall,
Of them.
cave paintings of them. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then like
some Indians come.
Like, yeah, because they say it's like a historic Indian cave.
Punky, this is an Indian cave.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing.
Yeah, and it's very stereotypical, like
yeah,
like very. Like,
she even
Hollywood.
says how to them.
How, yeah, it's kind of painful watching. Like there's like and then anyway, and so then they even still they tell the chief says something like. Let me tell you the story. This cave is haunted. There's an evil spirit, and long ago, someone
vanquished by Princess Moon.
Yeah, vanquished by Princess Moon.
But now the spirit is back.
Right. So okay, like he's telling a ghost story or something, and it turns out. Oh, and they even try to keep it light still because he says the spirit was named Owatagu Siam.
Owatagu
Siam. So that's silly, and you're like, all right, I guess that's silly.
So you're still not sold yet.
So I'm still like, it's kind of weird, but whatever. And then he says that she's got to be the new hero.
Yeah.
And he sends her out into the cave to fight the spirit. And you're like, all right, that's weird. And they go in there, and the cave like slams shut behind them, and then stuff just gets crazy.
Because the end of that episode was the door slammed shut, and they're like, oh, what can I... And then there's like a crazy...
Yeah, it says next time on Punky.
Well, first there's like a moment.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
Whoa. And because it's like this face, and I don't know, you're like, what's going on? So then part 2 starts up. In part 2, that's what it just goes like totally off the rails. There's like a guy who
Mr. Pieces.
They call him Mr. Pieces, but like there's just these disembodied arms and legs like poking out of the walls, and like this head pops up and he's talking to them,
and it's
like the limbs.
The teacher from Better Off Dead.
Yeah. And like so that's really creepy. And then they go in the spot and they come across this big spider web, and then this like demon spider comes out, and I say that because he's a giant spider, and but his face has like human teeth.
It has human teeth, and they use all these crazy video effects,
like drug effect things.
That was where like I'm like nightmares forever for little Brendo.
It seriously looks like I don't know, a monster from a video game, like a horror video game that's all like disfigured or something, like Dead Space or something like that.
They kill the spider.
And then...
But then all her friends start disappearing.
And
then it gets real nuts.
And then she comes into your room, and the one friend is like, again, like a disembodied face in the wall, but his face looks like a skeleton or something, and his teeth are... And he goes, Punky! And like that's
Cherry's like a snake girl.
And then there's like the
Margot's like a doll skeleton.
Yeah,
weird.
but then she like.
But then they close up her face. She's like a zombie, and they're like Punky.
And then even the dog, even the Wonder Dog,
turns
around into a skeleton. And then like the demon comes out, like the Owatagu Siam, and it's creepy. And it's like, he literally says, "I'm going to kill you."
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Punky Brewster. And a demon just screamed at Punky.
The next episode is like, just say no to drugs, kids.
Come on. Let's go build a treehouse. And this one, a demon screams, "I'm going to kill you." And eventually she like battles it and with the power of love, and then it dies, and then her friends come back, and everything's fine.
And then they kind of do a thing where like she was just telling a story.
Yeah, like.
But then Princess Moon appears
and like waves goodbye, and there was the cave painting still. That was out.
So weird.
It's really, really messed up. If I had seen that as a kid, I would still be having nightmares to this day.
Yeah,
Josh 3-year-old.
Well, that's why it came out in like, what do we say, 85, 86?
Yeah.
So I'm like 6 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I even told you, I'm like, imagine 6-year-old Brendo, because this was on at prime time.
Yeah.
Watching this. Yeah, it was game over, man.
It was nuts.
And we almost to the point where I want to interview somebody from that show, be like,
yeah, we gotta find out what happened here.
Because we were trying to figure, because we're like, look at this. This is like, compared to their other episodes,
they spent a lot of money.
I feel like it must have been a sweeps episode.
Yeah, but like what?
Dude, there was I remember when the kid drank kitchen chemicals, because there was a lot of special episodes. There was kitchen chemicals. There was one where Cherry gets stuck in a fridge because they learn CPR. There's a drunk driving, but again, they all take place. I don't know. I think because they did do Halloween episodes, but there was another Halloween episode, because I remember very clearly a Halloween episode where there was like a person. There was a witch lady that lived in their apartment complex, and Punky somehow gets trapped in her apartment. And I remember that was a Halloween episode. But this might have also been a Halloween episode or a sweeps. It had, because they spent a lot of money, and it was a two-parter. But then there was another episode that was like a 5-parter. So,
but none of those come anywhere close to what I mean, this was just like a nightmare because all the effects and the voices are like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we're not. It wasn't
really nuts.
Oh, it's just some of the screenshots alone.
So
like
it was
the face coming out of the wall.
This is crazy, right?
I mean, even as an adult, I'm like, I had to drive home alone after that. I'm like, oh, it's kind of creepy. I'm gonna go straight home and turn on the lights and watch something funny, you know. Like it's pretty gross and creepy, and I don't know. So I can't wait to hear what Josh has to say about it. I know his story is gonna be nuts. So definitely within the next week or two, we need to have Josh as a guest before I go off on vacation again.
Oh my gosh. In your vacations.
All right, so that's Punky Brewster.
All right. And then there was a new episode of Bob's Burgers.
I watched it too.
It was really funny.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's good. Tina the Hall Monitor.
Yep.
But what's the kid's name?
The kid with a what is his name? Like the redneck kid.
Yeah, the redneck kid.
Yeah.
He's always wrestling.
She captures him with a Chinese finger trap.
He's like, what's
the whole
secret?
time feels like the harder I pull, the more my finger gets stuck in here. Yeah, that was a really good episode.
What about you?
Well, we've been watching some more of the Mindy Project with Janelle, which is fun and funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good, I play my DS during it, but it's still fun. And then our friend Jeff sent me a bunch of texts today. He's like obsessed with this new show. And he said, you guys got to watch it. So we wound up.
Silicon Valley,
Silicon Valley. You said an episode.
Yeah.
We watched the first 3
Judge.
episodes. Mike Judge from The Office.
There's a lot of funny people in it.
Not The Office, sorry. Office Space. Ooh, whoops. Office Space and Idiocracy. And obviously Beavis and Butthead, etc. It's really funny. Martin Starr from Freaks and Geeks is in it, and a lot of other great people. And so far it's been good. But it's not just like hilarious. Like it's kind of a fun, cool like story about developing apps in Silicon Valley. It's cool. So I recommend it. I watch Bob's Burgers too.
And then Netflix has pretty much just been Bob's Burgers and Comedy Bang Bang. I was watching one when you came.
Yeah, the Pee Wee Herman one.
episode.
That's kind of nuts, right?
It was really funny.
Yeah, it's really good. I've watched. I'm a little past it, but I've been watching some of that as well. And then also we finished up Marin just in time. We finished the first.
So you saw the episode where they went to Redlands.
We saw the Redlands episode. Janelle and I were trying to figure out if there was a place in Redlands. There are some spots in Redlands.
I looked up that place and it does exist. The one where they showed the sign.
Right. I'm
I
pretty
just
sure
don't know if
shot,
they actually filmed there.
I don't know if they filmed. I think some exterior shots or something. I don't think they filmed there actually, but it was a good episode. So
the scenes where they were driving around look like.
That looked like
Griffith near where Roger Rabbit, the Roger Rabbit tunnel, and all that stuff.
I think that's where they were driving. But some of the stuff out there are parts of Redlands that look like that. So
that look like trailer parks in the middle of nowhere.
It looks like trailer parks,
yeah.
But there's up against the hill though. We were trying to spot exactly where. I think it's on the other side of the 10, where you're looking at that studio apartment over there. That's technically Redlands over there.
Yeah.
So who knows? But my favorite part was they kept saying oh, it's Redlands, it's only 80 minutes to go to auditions. It's right after LA. How many times in trying to pitch going to Ukaipa, I'm oh, we can go to stuff in LA all the time. It's an hour and a half. So anyway, it was good. Also, I forgot in my DVD on demand, we did the 2 movies on our date morning that I forgot to talk about. I forgot to put it in there. We watched first we watched one called What If. It's kind of like a romantic comedy-ish starring Daniel Radcliffe. Harry Potter, and it was actually really good. I liked it a lot. It was definitely on the more indie, quirky side of romantic comedy as opposed to sappy and mainstream.
Nicholas Sparks side.
Yeah, it was definitely not the Nicholas Sparks side of it. So it was definitely a good, if you're looking for a date movie kind of thing, it would be a fun rental. I liked it a lot. I mean, I enjoyed it in and of itself though. And then the other one we got was Let's Be Cops, which if you haven't heard of it, you can tell from the title it's a dumb comedy, but it was really funny. I thought it was good. It's stupid. Don't watch it if you're expecting high art or anything like that. But if you want to laugh a lot at funny, stupid scenarios, Let's Be Cops is pretty good.
It is called Let's Be Cops.
It's called Let's Be Cops. The title sums it all up. It's stupid. It's not believable at all, but it's pretty funny.
All right.
So there you go.
And you've been watching Comedy Bang Bang and
And Comedy Bang Bang, and we finished.
And then you watched the Record Store episode with 2 Bam.
Yep. Finished that.
It's nice.
It's very good. He goes to his record store.
Jonah, That was Jonah Ray, is the record store clerk.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the co-hosts on Nerdist, and he's a very funny stand-up comedian in his own right.
There's a lot of great stand-up comedians on the show.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah. Also, Dave has some of the funnier scenes in the last
episode, yeah.
Because the guy dies and he goes into his trailer and he's eating the
cereal
food.
or something.
He's like, what? It's in the package. And then they had like the Andy Kindler was trying to finish his joke.
Yeah. That was good.
All
I
right.
enjoyed it.
All right, so I guess that leaves us with video games.
And you've been playing a lot.
I mean, I've been playing Tomodachi Life.
Okay.
And still playing a lot of that. Still have guys complaining that it's been too long since I see them.
You're not hanging out enough?
I got a lot of level 20 guys now, though, and after you get levels over 20, you can get free clothes, and they give you a coin that's worth a lot of money. So I gotta start leveling up more guys. I've been playing Zelda Link Between Worlds. I finally started doing some of the battles. Since the problem is that people have been playing for so long, and I knew that I've only won one battle.
Yeah.
The other ones I get like destroyed because they have all the weapons. And they have like 1,000,000 hearts. I have like 4 hearts.
You can see before you go to fight them. Like,
yeah,
kind of
but I still feel like I might as well fight him. You don't get penalized for losing.
Yeah. Well, you don't.
No.
All right. But you do get stuff if you win.
Yes.
And there's all those like different achievements you can get for beating them in different ways.
Yeah. Fought you and lost.
Yeah.
You beat
well,
me.
I did beat the game already.
Well, I just tagged you again, so to try and fight you again. And then I'm up to 91 stickers in Disney Magical Worlds. So I'm getting there.
Good.
And I started playing Disney Infinity.
What do you think? Did you get the first one or 2.0?
I got 2.0.
What do you think?
I got the Avengers playset. It's fun. I like all the little missions and all the stuff. And they really encourage you to buy all the things because it's like only Hulk can do this mission.
Yeah.
And you got crossover. I got crossover coins for Rocket Raccoon and Nova. So I gotta get those.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely not shy about that.
It's still there's tons of stuff to do. I haven't even done the toy box mode yet.
Yeah. I
was just messing around in the open world doing missions.
Plus, you can download all the other stuff that other people have played.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
No, I haven't.
There's it's nuts the stuff people have made.
And you can also download them on the PC game. Like any kit that you buy, you get a code and you can do on the PC. I haven't done that.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's got it's like actually Samuel Jackson's voice and like Clark Gregg's voice and the voice actors, like a lot of them. Not like Thor and stuff, but some of them.
There's quite a few.
Still pretty cool.
And which Marvel characters do you have?
I have the Avengers playset, so I got Iron Man, Thor, and Black Widow.
Right.
And then I have Groot.
Okay.
Groot works. I can do Groot in the toy box, or if I get the Guardians of the Galaxy playset. But he can't be in the Avengers playset.
So Luke got the Avengers one, plus he got Spider-Man and Nova, and there's a Spider-Man set.
Yeah.
And then he got...
Plus, if you get the crossover token, Nova can do missions. There's a crossover token for Nova in the Avengers.
So so how do you get that
token?
You
collect...
That's the little
There's little circles, and you collect 10 of them, and then Nova can... Then it unlocks missions for Nova to do in the Avengers world.
They want... This is a dangerous path that we have gotten down here. But it's a path that I fear will be continuing down for some time.
And then I'm still doing my Just Dance.
Cool.
Doing some Just Dance workouts.
That's your exercise routine.
Well, that and walking. Mostly walking. Walk 2 miles every day.
Ooh, I got new batteries for our Wii U pedometers, so that's good.
And then I've been playing a lot of WWE 2K15. I've been streaming it. I've been playing a little bit of Diablo 3. Did some Nephilim Rifts, but I haven't been playing online too much.
Right.
Gotta play some more Josh and those guys. I did play a little bit. Again, I tried to do a PC stream of Back to the Future Episode 1. Didn't quite work out, but I will do another one. But the game's really fun because it's like one of the Telltale games.
Yeah.
So I'm moving along, solving some of the puzzles.
It's a timely year to be playing Back to the Future. So that's
timely. Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
And then I played. So when I started my list, because right now I'm doing ones that I have installed. Then I'm going to go through and install some new games.
Okay.
So right now it's just the ones I have installed. So the first one was Age of Empires 2. So that was cool playing again because I hadn't played it since like 2000. in the early 2000s when I was at Central.
Oh,
We would
wow.
play. And if you go to BrendoMan.com, this was actually one of the first things that put us on the map. Was Henry and Eric from the BrendoMan.com site made a Lord of the Rings map for Age of Empires 2, and that was one of the pages on BrendoMan.com you could download.
Nice.
And we got a ton of traffic because it was like a super popular. We even they made like an AI script for it, and so you could play as the Mordor. You could play as Gondor and like the Shire.
That's
and
cool.
like Rowan, and then Mordor was like we had an AI script that you play against a computer, and it was super hard. So you had to team up and beat Mordor. It was awesome.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. So played that. Been playing a lot of Clicker Heroes.
Keeping that going.
They have a new game, and I started playing that, and it's like a Diablo clone.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. And then on the PS4 there was so I got SteamWorld Dig, but then there was some new games. Craig's got two
running right now.
And then so there was two new games on PS4 on the PSN for free.
Right.
PS Plus. Were Infamous First Light and the Swapper, which I've already played the Swapper on Steam. It's really cool. You basically it's like you can create clones of yourself. It's like a puzzle platform type game.
Okay.
And it's pretty fun. And then Infamous First Light, I had fun playing it because you're like super fast.
That's what you said you did at one of the streams.
So if you just want to hear me going like figuring I'm really bad at here. Like I got killed there, but it's pretty fun. And then that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Cool.
What about you?
Well, I focused mine down a lot more after the huge burst,
post holidays.
Because for me, I have birthday and Christmas back to back, so I get a lot of stuff all at once.
Yeah.
I've been playing. Okay, so Crosswords Plus is my fall asleep game. I like to have games that I don't have to, that are not time. I could start dozing off in the middle and it doesn't affect the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my fall asleep game right now. Since I was at Disneyland, I've been doing a ton of the Street Pass Mii Plaza. But then I actually beat Gunman Clive finally.
Yeah.
It's cool because you unlock different modes. Because at first you're like a cowboy, but then you unlock. I don't know at what point I unlocked you can be the girl,
mm-hmm.
And I forget what her name is. But the whole thing plays from the beginning, and it shows the cowboy getting kidnapped, and you go through and rescue him as the girl. And then finally, when I beat it, I unlocked duck mode, and you go through the whole game as a duck, and you can't fight. You have to just avoid all the enemies and flap through and stuff.
Is it hard?
It's hard, but it does skip you past the end boss levels, so because there's no way to attack them.
Gotcha.
So now I'm playing through in duck mode.
Nice.
Like we said, I've been playing some Disney Infinity with the kids. Mostly they get to play that, but I jump in every once in a while to help. We've been downloading other people's creations, so we did a Pixie Hollow one.
So this is in the toy box?
Yeah, but it's free. People upload their designs, and so we did this one. And they not only do they make these worlds, but they come up with challenges and games within the worlds for you to play. So we did a Pixie Hollow one that's all of Tinkerbell's world, and there's things within that. And then we did a Spider-Man one that someone designed, and a couple others, just crazy stuff. Oh, I know. There's one based on Animal Kingdom in Walt Disney World, and it has areas where you do you do the Everest ride, and you do all these different attractions, but there's challenges within each of them and stuff. So pretty nuts. So that's pretty cool. I played a bunch more Little Inferno. I didn't quite finish it yet.
Oh man, you gotta finish it.
I'm almost done to the last catalog, but I want to go back and get all the combos first because that's how I am. So I'm stopped right before the end. And
wait, what?
Okay, wait. Breaking news here. What is going on there in the chat? Wait, maybe we shouldn't say that. I don't know if we're supposed to say that out loud. But what is going on? That's not real, right? All right. Craig came in just long enough to say.
What?
Wait, what?
Wait, how did Craig know this and we didn't know this?
I don't know if I'm being messed with right now. Are we allowed to say it? Is this real? What's happening? He's just messing around, right?
I don't know. I don't know what to think.
In the chat, Craig is claiming that Josh is having a baby. And then Josh is saying, yeah, but I can't tell because like he's just writing in the chat, so I can't tell if he's serious or not. That doesn't make sense. He wouldn't know that.
I don't know. Maybe they're friends on Facebook.
Maybe so.
Well, Josh is dying laughing.
Is he laughing because we don't know and we should know by now?
What is happening right now?
Did he post something? What are you going to, like, Google search it? Is Josh having a baby? Nope.
Oh, so he just said kids are the worst thing
He's
ever.
just messing around. All right. Well, anyway, if you are having a baby, he's going to steal a baby. Okay. Well, congratulations on your impending kidnapping. That's nice.
Okay.
All right. Whew. Well, that was like freaking me out there. I mean, that'd be awesome if you were. Unless you
Josh and Rachel are having a baby.
Actually, Rachel's been talking to Craig a lot, so she's been like hanging out. That's how he knew. So anyway, then I've been playing Block Drop U. I actually beat all of the levels in Block Drop U, but I haven't beaten all the Block Drop U X Twisted Fusion. Those are pretty fun. And then finally on my 3DS, I've been playing a lot of Ikachan.
What's that?
It's a little like I guess you call it a platformer, but it's like the whole time you're swimming, you're a little squid, and it's from the makers of Cave Story.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that.
Mike Callis.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. It's pretty short. Like I'm pretty sure I'm at the end boss, but I haven't managed to beat him yet. But I played through the rest of the game, and it's really fun. Kind of a cool little. It's like super cheap. I think it was like $1 or $2 on 3DS. So it's a short game, but definitely fun if you want to, play some retro swimming squid fighting action, I guess.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's my video games.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good. I think that's good.
You know what we haven't done in a while, and I think we still have one more left since we do have.
Oh yeah.
Since we have some time here.
We have a couple more left, don't we?
Oh, I don't know. Let's go here.
Okay, we did
Super Nintendo.
We did Super Nintendo.
We didn't do 64. Did we do GameCube?
I think we did GameCube. And then we did GameCube, and then we went back.
We did NES.
We did NES.
We did Game Boy. We did Game Boy Color. Super Nintendo. So we didn't do 64. Should we do 64?
We didn't do 64. We did GameCube, though. Sure? We should do 64.
Sure we did GameCube?
Yeah, because I remember we did, like, Fire Emblem.
Oh,
yeah.
Phantasy Star.
Yeah, because remember we talked about the Zelda game, and actually that's another thing I forgot to mention I got for Christmas. My brother got me, David got me the other Zelda one that I didn't have, the like bonus.
Which one?
Not that one.
This one?
I already had, no, that one, that's this one right there.
The 4-game collection?
The 4-game collection. He found that, I think he said he got it for like $1 or $2.
Is he aware that it's worth like $50?
He is. He looked it up. And he still gave it to me. He said he got it for like $1 or $2.
Where'd he get it for $1?
At a thrift store.
Dang.
Yeah. He got a bunch of good games.
I thought for some reason that you had this.
Well, there's another one if you scroll up. No, keep going. There's another Zelda pack. Well, maybe it's down below. There's a couple collections that they did. Because that's the 4-game one. And I have the one that has 2 games on it. That has the that one right there. That's the one I have, the Ocarina of Time Master Quest disc.
What's the Master Quest disc?
Well, it's got the Ocarina of Time, so you can play that on GameCube, but it also has the Master Quest, which is a flip map. The whole thing is all mirrored, and it's like harder, more bad guys, you take more damage and stuff like that. They actually redid the Master Quest on the 3DS version as well. So
Jeez.
I have that in multiple places also.
There's a guy on Twitch right now that is playing Ocarina of Time blindfolded.
Really?
Yeah.
He's played it so much?
Yeah.
I told you that Luke played it, and he got all the way into like almost the end of the first dungeon, the Deku Tree.
Yeah, he's speedrunning it blindfolded.
That's crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
All right, so tonight we'll look at Nintendo 64.
Your son is just obsessed with Zelda. Like, it's crazy.
Although Disney Infinity has taken a little bit of that heat off, but yes. He loves Zelda. He saw like a guy at Disneyland that had the Triforce store, and he's like, "I like your Triforce. I love Legend of Zelda. It's really cool." And the guy was like cracking up. He's like, "Oh, cool, man."
Cool little kid.
So, all right. So we're gonna look at the most valuable Nintendo 64 games.
This is as of 2010, so it's a little out of date.
Well, still.
But still.
Close enough.
All right. The expensive imports. In the expensive imports section, we got Bakuretsu Mutekai Bangai-O, which is Bangai-O.
Oh, don't have that.
It's a Japanese-only release. Before it went to... It's a treasure game, and it's before it went to Dreamcast. There's only 10,000 made.
Hmm.
It doesn't show up too often, a sign that the game is truly rare, so it's hard to get accurate values.
All right.
International Superstar Soccer. PAL only release is one of the hardest to find N64 games.
Huh. I definitely do not have any non-North American releases, so I don't have that.
Sumi Tubatsu Hoshi no Kiyosha. Kishosha.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close there.
Kishosha. Sin and Punishment, successor of the planet.
Nope. Also not one I have.
It's another import, a Treasure import only, because Treasure makes all the top-rated shoot-'em-ups.
Right.
Cult status pushes it to collectability. Since Sin and Punishment has now been re-released on the Wii Virtual Console, the value of the cartridge has actually dropped.
That makes sense.
So here's the Treasured USA releases.
All right.
Clay Fighter 63 1/3.
Now this is the Blockbuster one.
And I actually picked this up in a sale. I don't know what because when I left for Missouri and I left my PlayStation and Nintendo 64 and all the games. I have my PlayStation games. Don't know what happened to the N64 games.
Jetmoto?
I have Jetmoto.
But you don't have the 64.
Don't know what happened to any of my 64 games, and one of those was this because I bought it at a closeout sale.
Now I rented this back in the day, definitely.
Yeah.
But did not.
Because the Sculptor's Cut had like characters that weren't available in the original one.
Did not ever own it.
I like Clay Fighter.
It's fun. I think it was, it was good. We had some good times playing Clay Fighter in my grandma and grandpa's Nintendo room back there, which is still there, by the way.
Yeah.
So my kids now get to go to our Nintendo room of my youth and still play games in there. That's where Luke was playing Ocarina of Time.
And it was that cop. So
it was the same copy. I mean, it was the one.
So what if you want to play it at home?
Well, I have my own copy now too.
What about the save?
Well, that's been erased long ago because all the younger kids
have
already
gone
through. Well, it's probably safe at this point because they're like the only ones. My kids.
But then he has to play if he plays it here, he's on a separate game.
Yeah, I mean he's got to start it, but that's okay. I can get him back to that point pretty fast anyway.
All right, we got Mario Party 3.
I don't own any of the Mario Party ones, but my grandparents have them in the Nintendo room. So
did they just buy, or did you tell them what to buy?
Well, it's like at first when they first got the Nintendo room, it's because we call it the Nintendo room. They got the NES for me. I was the oldest on all the sides, and then as the generations went along, the other kids had more input, but I was like the kind of the primary driver behind the Nintendo. So they got every Nintendo system along the way.
Yeah.
And by the time 64 came out, I mean that was like college years, so there was a lot younger kids that had more influence. And I think they got the Mario parties under their guidance. But
so anyway, because you have cousins.
Because all the cousins and stuff like that. So.
This last N64 installment of the Party series came out near the end of the N64's life in 2001, so it did not sell it well, less than 1 million units. 2 sealed copies sold in July 2010 for over $100 each.
That's a lot.
All right, Bomberman 64, The Second Attack.
Nope. I have a Bomberman.
So it's a sequel to Bomberman 64.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I also had this because I actually got it from the video store that I worked at. We were getting rid of some games.
Right.
And this one wasn't renting very well for some reason, even though it was super rare, and I thought it was hilarious. So I would pick this one up. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Which was, like, controversial because it was a rated M, and Nintendo didn't do that very often, especially in that era.
And it was rare.
Yeah.
It was rare, like the company.
The company rare, right. Yeah, so I remember having an opportunity to buy it.
And it was praised for having the best graphics for a Nintendo 64 game.
I had an opportunity to buy it when they were selling those off at GameStop and didn't get it, and I probably should have.
Definitely should have.
But, I'm a bargain hunter, and so it was probably was like $5, and I was picking them up for $1, and I didn't.
And now it's $45 to $100.
So there you go.
StarCraft 64.
Nope.
I didn't even know it came out.
I didn't know that it was on 64 either. Yeah. Apparently, it was not popular on the 64.
Okay, I remember playing this, but I don't have it. Ogre Battle 64.
Nope.
It was
Nope.
one of the only RPGs.
Yeah, that's true. That wasn't like a big thing because
I remember there was Quest 64.
right?
There was a Final Fantasy
But it
game.
was like a spin-off of
But
Final
Ogre
Fantasy
Battle
or
is a
something.
strategy game.
Because I mean, Super Nintendo obviously was rich with RPGs, and then there was
Yes.
quite a few on GameCube. Not tons, but more than 64.
All right,
Huh?
we got Worms Armageddon.
Nope.
All right.
Trying to think. I know I've got Worms games somewhere, but I don't think I have that one.
Even though the Worms franchise is quite popular on PC, the N64 version didn't get much attention when released. Years later, is one of the hardest games to find, and is still fun.
Huh?
This port actually topped the N64 value list, but has since dropped in value considerably
Interesting.
without much of an explanation. People are just finding copies.
Could be.
Super Smash Brothers.
Nope.
You don't have that?
You know that until now, even still, I don't own any Smash Brothers games.
Man.
I know. Makes me a bad Nintendo fan, I guess. It's not that I like dislike them. I just,
Harvest
Not
Moon
one I got.
64.
nope. I've never played a Harvest Moon game either.
Mario Party 2.
That's another one that's at my grandparents' house. Don't have that, but they have it.
That's the one where he's got a cowboy hat on.
Yep,
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
definitely have that.
Ocarina of Time is actually one of the biggest selling titles on the N64, so it's nowhere rare. But much like Final Fantasy VII on the PS1 list, complete copies in good condition can demand premium to collectors.
I do have the box as well,
There
and
you
the
go.
box alone sells for money, so that's pretty good.
Mario Kart 64. Again, they're classic.
Definitely, of course, have that.
Yeah, Paper Mario.
Do not have Paper Mario.
Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Now, this is an interesting one. I bought Majora's Mask, and I loaned it to Tyler when we worked at Seacoast, and he never gave me my copy back.
Oh yeah.
So technically, I suppose I own it, but I'm never seeing it again. But I do own it in other formats elsewhere. So
And it's coming out on 3DS.
and it's coming out on 3DS, so I'm not gonna like rush out and rebuy it there because I'll probably be doing it again.
And then we got Mario
And then
Party
Mario Party.
1.
I don't know if they have one at their house, but I think they have 2 and 3.
And then as far as additional N64 games of value, we got Castlevania Legacy of Darkness,
Nope.
Dr.
I
Mario,
do have Dr. Mario 64.
Donkey Kong 64.
And I have Donkey Kong 64. That's the
64.
yellow cartridge.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yep.
Because I think because it was my brother's 64, and he let me have it when he went away to college. But he got it late in the game, and it came with Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
with the pack-in.
Yeah. He also had NBA Jam, and it was NBA Jam when they tried to do a serious like EA-like basketball game, so it's
Right.
not that fun.
Didn't work.
And it has Bill Walton doing announcing. And if anyone's familiar with Bill Walton, he's about the most boring announcer of all time. So it's like, shut up, Bill Walton. And why can't it's no boom shakalakas and stuff. Like, it's like they're trying to do realistic basketball, and I'm like, then it's not NBA Jam. It's dumb.
So not good.
It's all right.
All right.
Banjo-Tooie.
Do not have that.
Super Mario 64.
Do have Super Mario 64.
Snowboard Kids.
Do not have that.
Space Station Silicon Valley.
Nope.
Miss Pac-Man Battle Maze Madness.
I do have that, just Maze Madness. But yes, I do have that.
Oh, why'd I say battle?
I don't know.
Where'd I get that from?
Because, I don't know.
My mind, like...
You just want to fight something.
Sometimes I think I have this weird dyslexia where I insert words that aren't there.
But it's usually the word battle.
No, but it's like... sometimes I don't know. That's weird, though, right?
Know.
Why did I say
I
battle?
don't know.
I swear I saw it. It's weird. So, Pac-Man Maze Madness. So what is that?
If I remember correctly, because I also have Pac-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's... I can't remember. I'm getting them mixed up, but it might be like a side-scroller.
Okay.
I have to go back and look at them and see, because I haven't played in a while.
Beast
obviously.
Wars Transmetals.
Transmetals, nope.
Resident Evil 2.
Nope.
Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine.
No, I didn't know that came out on 64.
There you go. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon.
Nope.
That's it.
That's it. So I have a few of them.
Pretty good amount.
You just helped me put away all my 64 games.
You don't have that many 64
That's probably
games.
my smallest collection of Nintendo is the 64. Partly because that was while I was in college. I didn't have any money in college. I played on Steve's 64.
It's true. We played mostly on
So
Steve.
I played a
and
lot of
Jairus,
64 games, but on their
because
games.
like Rush.
Yeah, well, I have some of those now.
So something has like these defining games lists. So like Super Mario 64, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, Star Fox 64. Did you have that?
No.
You ever had Star Fox 64? Not a big Star
Again,
Fox?
that's at my grandparents' house. Like, they've got ones that I played elsewhere.
Mario Party,
But I don't
Pokemon Stadium.
We rented that. I might even have it at Grandma and Grandpa's
Wave
house.
Race.
Wave Race, I definitely have Wave Race. That's
Yeah.
great.
Mario Tennis.
Nope.
GoldenEye.
Of
Come on.
course.
Gotta have GoldenEye. Perfect Dark.
I think I still have it, but again, that was one I loaned to Tyler. He like kept 2 of my games, but maybe it was a Quake one. I can't remember. One of them I bought. Another one I loaned to him. He kept still.
Hello, Tyler. Banjo-Kazooie.
Don't have it, but it's my grandparents' house.
Conkers. We already talked about this. Diddy Kong Racing.
Had it, sold it because I didn't like it as much as Mario Kart.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then my personal favorites on the N64 are the AKI wrestling games, which they released games under both franchises during those years because so WWE when they first entered that had Acclaim and those games sucked. AKI made a couple games for WCW, the famous WCW versus NWO World Tour and WCW Revenge, and then they made games for WWF, which included WrestleMania 2000 and what people will say is the greatest wrestling game ever, No Mercy, because these were like, it was the perfect mix of like games that, because I knew people that didn't even like wrestling that played NWO Revenge. Like I remember talking about it. That was the first time I ever had a conversation with like jocks at my school because they all played it. They're like, "Yeah, aren't you into wrestling? Hey, do you have PlayStation 64?" I'm like, "Why, yes, I do." They're like, "Oh, you should come over and play sometime." I'm like, "Sure, jocks," like that I never talked to. I'll come play wrestling games at your giant mansion house in Rancho Santa Fe. So that was how that happened.
All right.
That was kind of cool. And then they actually came out with 2 in Japan only. But so these are like the golden age of wrestling games happened on Nintendo 64.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Huh.
And now AKI Corporation makes mobile games. It's very sad.
Oh.
It was funny. We were at, like, my friend Arthur from work. We were talking about. We'd always be like, "What happened to this company?" And then you look up their Wikipedia page. They are now making mobile games. Every company that stopped making like console games, they're making because that's I guess where all the money is.
I guess so.
Freaking freemium games.
Whatever. We've had plenty of fun with some of those.
Star Wars games. So like Shadow of the Empire, Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
Even Episode 1 Racer. Entertaining game.
Yeah. I don't have any of those, but.
You don't have like Shadow of the Empire or Rogue Squadron? Or Rogue Leader?
Nope.
Those games were awesome.
Again, during this era, I was poor.
What about Turok?
I played that at Jairus's. See, I played these all different people's places. I just didn't have them.
Honorable mentions. Because these are, again, we're in the games that defined.
Right.
We got 1080. That was like the best snowboarding
one. Don't have it.
Banjo-Tooie. Cruisin' USA.
Nope. I've Rush.
F-Zero X.
Nope.
Hey You Pikachu.
I don't have it, but I played that with Janelle's brother because we got him some 64 games for his birthday.
Killer Instinct Gold.
No.
Kirby 64.
Nope.
Pilot Wings.
Nope.
And your favorite game.
One of my favorite 64 games, period.
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap is the best. Still needs to happen on the Wii U. It's made for it. Please, Nintendo, make this happen. I'm begging you.
And then you got Quest 64.
Played that on Steve.
And Yoshi's Story.
I never played that.
It's a sequel to Yoshi's Island. It's a side-scrolling platformer, one of the few Mario games not to include Mario whatsoever.
Yeah.
Gameplay centers on the various Yoshis eating fruit to complete a level. There you go.
There you go. That's Nintendo 64. I do have quite a few others, but that's definitely my smallest collection.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up.
That's good. I think so.
So, anything else on your mind?
Thanks for hanging out, first of all, in the chat. We've had quite a few people throughout the evening.
Be sure to go to RadioBrendo.com for all your Radio BrendoMan stuff, anything that we've mentioned link-wise.
It's all there. Contacting us, of course.
Go to BenviewNetwork.com for all the Benview Network podcasts. Popsicles. It's the other one I'm on, Man Brendo's Wrestling Show. We also got tons of other great podcasts on there. including new ones such as Friday Night Film Fights and Benview on Spielberg.
I can't even keep up with all of his.
Yeah.
Is that Matt Benson?
Yeah.
Okay. He's got a lot.
It's a lot going on.
Hey, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to record a promo.
Hey, it's Phil and Brendo.
Is that what you're going to do for it?
Yes, that's our promo.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
I forgot about that.
So,
hey, guys.
Yeah, you're going to do it in that voice?
Hey.
Is that like your Bob when he talks to
Hey.
you?
Yeah, that's totally.
Hey, Phil.
Hey guys. I like your podcast. It's pretty cool.
Are you guys recording at the expo, possibly?
Maybe. Do a little something.
Um,
We hadn't talked about that. Good question. We'll record you saying something if you want.
Josh, are you still coming to the arcade expo?
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's like this coming weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right.
Cool. Well, we're going to be there on Saturday. So
You guys might not have been here earlier, but there is a Groupon for
there
it.
is a Groupon, and it's also on Gold Star. So check out those deals. The
If you haven't
Groupon
done.
deal was really good.
Yeah, it's $20 for a Saturday.
Yeah.
And what was it, like $10 for the other
$10 for the other days. So
Yeah. So check that out.
check it out.
Cool.
Cool.
So that's going to be fun. We'll see you guys there. And, yeah. We'll be recording. I mean, we'll definitely record next weekend at some point. Whether we do it there or
Saturday
if we,
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'll be cool. I'm excited about that for sure.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. Don't forget. And Brax Comics, even though you had said that you had finished one.
I know I
What
was
happened?
almost done with it, and I haven't.
You were on vacation.
I was on vacation. I was on vacation.
I can't do comics.
It's hard. Things are hard to do stuff sometimes.
Is it really?
It's not difficult.
I went out of the way to help you get Illustrator
I know. And then
on
I
your
haven't
computer,
done one
and
since then.
we have them all written out.
I know.
And
And I
come on.
started it. I just.
We're gonna lose all of our con status. Put the hammer
I
down.
got the hammer again.
Put the hammer down.
Brendan leaves all this stuff on the desk in front of me to like fiddle with, and then he gets mad when
it's
I do.
not for you to fiddle with.
This is my fiddle with area. Whatever you leave here, I fiddle with.
Gosh.
Tonight, I'm fiddling with the first season of Community, this hammer, and the Wiimote that we got you for Christmas. All right. Anything else? PopVoxMusic.com.
Oh yeah, you'll plug that. You won't update your own
I'm
freaking
doing it.
webcomic. This is why we're not getting panels.
I'm gonna do it.
You gotta keep doing it, otherwise we're gonna lose our pro status,
I know.
and then that's it.
I know.
Because once we're out, we're gonna be out.
See, if I do it, then people will miss
I
the
feel
part
like if
of the
we
show where
lose
you
it-
berate me at the end.
If we lose that status, we're never gonna get it back again.
No, I think that's
Because I
it.
feel like we snuck in.
We definitely did. We got in under like some like that timing, like
Because
between.
it was before things really exploded.
Yeah,
It was like 2008, 2009
2008.
when we got the pro.
Yeah,
We've had it ever since. We can't lose it, man.
we can't lose it.
Can't lose it because then it's over. It's over.
All right, it's on.
You said that every time.
I say it a lot, but otherwise they miss the part of the show where you berate me at the end.
How about the part where we celebrate that we have a good webcomic?
I don't know. Is that as compelling?
I can berate you about something else. There's always
You
something.
can always berate
Put
me.
the hammer down. You're scaring me.
Don't berate me anymore. All right.
All right. Well, anything else exciting?
Oh, I see you're doing a podcast class here.
Not podcast.
Yeah, it's a class. You got your class schedule here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, interviewing techniques. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that was what it was about, that would be
That'd be
awesome.
Always let your guests, complete their answers, listen to what they say, and respond accordingly. We could teach that class, interviewing techniques. What if we did? What if we went in there and we're like,
After listening back to some of the interviews that I'm back and forth, I feel like certain people should have taken an interviewing techniques
some
class.
people could benefit from that class?
Possibly.
Yeah, see? All right.
I was funny on that show. I
I'll
was
teach that.
listening back. I'm like,
Still makes
my
you laugh?
improv skills were like at their height. So I'm like, I came up with that out of nowhere.
I'll tell you what, I remember, because I'd been listening, some to your, I'd listen, when you were doing the live shows, I was
Mhm.
listening to that, and you started doing popsicles.
Mhm.
And so I I'd heard you do it, but I remember when we all went out to your last episode of Popsicles you guys did live, and all of our friends came out.
Which made me, I remember even making a quote where I'm like, this is like what my funeral is going to be like all my friends are here. What is happening?
And I just remember everyone being like, oh, Brendan's really good at this. Oh, okay. He's got a real show. A lot of people I don't think realize what you were doing at that point,
Well, it did just kind of happen.
Yeah. Not that you couldn't, you did a radio show in college and stuff, but first of all, I don't think most of the people even understood what a podcast was at that point. And then we're going to a theater, and we're seeing you do something, and what is that about?
Well, I still appreciate everybody that came and supported during that time because it was awesome.
That was cool.
And we appreciate all you listeners.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping it going. Because we've been doing this for a long time.
152 episodes.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's like 3 years.
It has been, right?
Almost.
Yeah. Sweet.
Because 156?
Well, but with some.
Yeah, but with whatever. But it's still 3 years worth of.
It's about 3 years.
It's about 3 years.
That's cool. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, for writing in, for hanging out in the chat, all that stuff, buying stuff on Amazon. You guys are awesome. And that's why we do this. Also because we talk a lot.
That and we might as well. Might as well do something productive.
That's right. I feel like the drive to and from the show, when we went to see Marin, we should have just recorded our talk on the way, because it was basically we did a 2-hour show.
We talked a lot about poo.
We did have a lot of good poo talk, so it was very much like our show.
Because I was asking you about specifics about when you need to go to the bathroom outside.
Yeah, when you're camping.
Because we still haven't quite perfected the camping.
Yeah. Well, and then I found out you have to go every day, because I can go 3 days on a camping trip without hitting the restroom.
I was saying specifically rat because Justin makes this awesome chili.
But that's one night. You can't go one night?
It goes right through you.
I don't know. I just know this. I can avoid a public restroom at all.
Well, that's because you've been doing that your whole life.
Yes.
I'm fine with pooping everywhere.
No.
So I do it.
It's no. That's a no for me.
So weird. What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. I've been in there. It's disgusting. Now I have to take my kids into public restrooms all the time.
It's not that bad.
Some of them are. I don't know. Other people's stuff has been there. My guys don't know their guys. I don't want to be around that. I like home base. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I've seen your home toilet. It's gross.
My gross. It's not gross right now. What am I going there to poo? But there's parts that you're around, and it touches the same stuff.
What are you talking about?
The parts that are there.
Your junk's touching things?
Yeah,
so what?
I don't want my junk touching anything. I don't want anything touching anything.
That's weird.
It's horrible.
You need help.
At the park today, the bathroom at the park down there, it's a cool park, but it's pretty gross.
Yeah, you're complaining it's gross to do a gross thing in a gross place.
But it's my gross.
It's just gross all around, so whatever.
Gross. I don't want to touch other people's gross.
Oh my gosh. Doesn't make sense.
That's the thing.
You need help.
I'm okay with number ones in a bathroom. I'm not going in there to make it cleaner. No, I'm just not going in there, period. It's not a problem. I don't need to. Do you know I can't even remember the last time I went number 2 in a public restroom. It's been years.
But don't you get uncomfortable?
Nope.
From holding it in?
I just tell my body, we're not going. We're not home. My body knows. Now, when I do get home, that last couple blocks, all of a sudden my body's like, okay, guys, it's time. And sometimes the last couple blocks are pretty uncomfortable driving in there. I'm like, no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
But then, I don't know. That's got to be so annoying to your family where then you get home, and then you're in the bathroom for an hour.
That's just part of it. They knew that going in.
That's annoying.
Now we have 2 bathrooms, so I can at least alternate.
But you're still just gone for an hour.
It's not a full hour. It's half an hour.
I've been at your house where you've been in there for an hour. You never had to use an office restroom.
That's true.
What would you do?
Well, no, but here's the thing. I worked at Disney.
Yeah, did you ever go to the bathroom?
No, that's what? At the most, I have an 8-hour shift, maybe a 10-hour shift.
Yeah, but those backstage bathrooms are really clean.
Still, I'll go pee. I will urinate in a public restroom.
You never had to
with no
poo
other.
during an 8-hour shift.
No. Why would I poo during an 8-hour shift?
Because that's normal for
Absolutely
a human
not.
body.
I
to have
subbed
to
as a substitute teacher.
poo
I never
in an
went
8-hour
poo.
period.
Nope.
That's not healthy.
That's nothing.
That's not healthy.
Well, it might not be. But
Wow,
I make up
we
for it
officially
before and
devolved into poo talk. What are we going to call this episode? Number 152.
Poo talk at the end.
Poo talk at the end.
That way people will listen all the way through because they don't want to miss that.
Poo talk at the end.
Poo talk at the end.
I'm sure that's great.
Look, when Marin goes and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna check out these guys' thing," and it's called Poo Talk at the end, then you're gonna know he's like, "Oh, okay, these guys are great. I gotta have them on my show."
Yeah.
You don't have to call it Poo Talk at the end if you think something.
What else am I gonna call it?
I don't know. What else could it be called?
Poo talk at the end.
Poo Talk at the end.
Okay.
Then what people know what to look forward to. That's good. All right. That's enough poo talk. I'm putting the hammer down on this show.
See, but when you work in an office, one of your escapes is going to the bathroom. That's how you get away from working.
Yeah, at Disney you don't have that option.
Yeah.
You go when you can go. But subbing is to sub.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you never had a desk job where your only reprieve from said desk job is sitting on the toilet for as long as possible.
That's true. I've never had that.
And trust me, you want to stretch that time out.
I would have to put that in the application, and that would probably be a down thing. Does not go in public restroom.
But then you would require your own restroom?
When we're camping and I have to use a public restroom, I immediately shower afterwards.
What?
I can only go when we're camping if I immediately follow it by a shower.
Oh my!
So I save it.
Gosh,
until I know
that
it's
is
gonna be shower
messed
time.
up.
It's very true, though. You can ask Janelle.
That's
help. How I plan the day around when we're gonna shower, when I'm gonna have that shower time, so I can poo right beforehand.
What did you do when you were at Mammoth and you pooed at a public? Because you do the poop in charge thing.
Yeah, that was horrible. But the reason I survived is because that's actually the last time I went.
Oh my god!
But the reason I survived is we found the poop in charge place where I had basically a private restroom because it was downstairs. Everything was shut down, and I went in the family restroom and no one was using it, so it was perfectly clean. I still use toilet seat covers and stuff, and it was a long process, but I did survive.
Are you one of the crazy people that if there is no toilet seat cover, you'll put little squares?
Oh, I don't just use squares. I use long sheets. Are you kidding me? That thing is covered every inch of it.
That doesn't do anything.
It psychologically does.
You're
psychologically
crazy.
Does. It makes it so that I don't feel like I'm sitting in someone else's poo. Josh says this is depressing.
It is depressing, right?
Why? I have a system. The system
need
works.
Serious help.
The system works.
Oh gosh, but the psychological basis of all this.
What?
There's something
You've sat in more pee than I
wrong.
have over the years.
And I get sick less than you do.
What are you talking about?
You get sick all the time.
I do not.
Yes, you
do. Once a year.
You've been sick 3 times since I've moved here.
What? That was one big mega sick throughout the whole family.
And you are super ignorant to your own psychosis.
I'm aware. It just doesn't bother me. I'm fine with that.
It's nice that it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
It's wonderful.
It doesn't affect anyone else negatively. I'm not making anyone else not go to the. You can go to the bathroom all you want. I'm just not doing it.
All right. Well, on that note,
poo talk at the end.
Go to radiobrendo.com and then contact us and tell Phil how crazy he is.
I'm okay with that.
BrendoMan at Gmail is our email. At BrendoMan on Twitter. We're on Facebook. You want to get the latest up-to-date information, probably Facebook page. There's a lot of stuff that goes on there. So that's Facebook.com/Radio BrendoMan, or just go to radiobrendo.com. Links to everything on there.
That's right.
So on that note, for Radio BrendoMan, I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
Have a good one, everybody. You freaking weirdo.
Poo talk at the end. I call it what it is. That's fine, but I like it that way. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Cool having y'alls.
You just said y'alls. When do you ever say that?
I don't know. When I want to. I'm an individual. I do what I want to do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. There were some people in the chat in the middle that I didn't recognize their names, or at least one guy.
Like who?
I don't know. Who was it? Someone new. If you're listening to this after the fact, thanks for hanging out. Right there. Let's see now. Who knew who that was? And that Denver
G. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
He stayed for a while. No, I think Denver G joined.
See, look, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Craig when he joined.
Uh-huh.
He never left.
No, he didn't. He did at some point. Right there.
Oh, wow. So he was around for a while.
So that's cool.
Who's Denver G?
I don't know if you're listening to the YouTube later on. Thanks for hanging out. It's nice to have new people. Well, and some other people that hadn't hung out before,
like
I don't think. So.
Well, Mike hung out before, but just not a long time.
It's been a long time. Okay. Well, maybe that's
It's like, is this a new time? I was like, what are we? TV guy here. Remember, because he would get in there and ask, like, he asked a million questions.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's like, so it's hard to focus because I have to, like, because he'll just keep asking things.
Josh
which
says
is great.
Video games the whole time. What are you playing?
If I had Steam on, I could see.
You can just look.
But I turned it off. Oh, you're playing Destiny on PS4.
Nice.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of Destiny lately. Every time I hop on there, it says Josh Anderson playing Destiny.
Playing Destiny.
Way too much.
Or just enough. Let's see. So this is like the... Okay, so we have... This weekend we're going to the Expo or whatever. What's it called? Is it an Expo?
Arcade Expo.
Arcade Expo, right? And then the next week after that, is that the show?
Yes.
Plus, like, immediately after that, we're doing the
James Riley book tour. And then next month, then you're going to Florida.
Yep.
And then February 28th.
Yeah, so we're leaving, like, the Friday or the Saturday after that.
Okay, and then you get back, and then February 28th is Long Beach Comic Expo.
Yep.
And then, like, the month after that is WonderCon.
That's...
And then 2 months, well, then a month after WonderCon, Avengers comes out. And then a couple months after that, Comic-Con happens, so...
I like how Avengers is mentioned amongst all the cons.
Well, because that's a big deal.
It is a big
that's the big event for me.
What about Ant-Man? When is Ant-Man?
Mm-hmm. Sometime in the summer.
Sometime in there.
July.
All right.
Right around Comic-Con.
That's perfect. It's going to be good.
And in April, Daredevil comes out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, if they're going to do like a Phase 2 marathon? Well, we've already said if they're doing a Phase 2 marathon, it's on.
That would be cool.
It's on. We got to get there earlier so Benson, so we don't have to sit.
Captain America 2?
Yes.
Thor 2.
Guardians
of the Galaxy.
And Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, is that it?
Yeah.
Ant-Man doesn't count?
Ant-Man, no, that's part of Phase 3.
That's Phase 3, okay.
Oh, technically Ant-Man is the end of Phase 2. Oh, it isn't.
So they can't do it beforehand anyway, though, if it comes out afterwards.
Yeah.
Even if it was the end of Phase 2.
Yeah.
So that's just 4 movies then, right?
Yeah. 4 movies plus Avengers 2.
What if they do that plus all of, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
That's too much.
That'd be cool. Would they show the first Avengers? They might include that, like, in a marathon.
That's too much.
That's a lot. Well, what was the last one? Was 4 movies, right?
The last one was it's fine. It's 4 movies plus.
No, it was Iron Man 2.
It was Iron Man 2,
Captain America,
Thor,
Hulk,
and Hulk. Plus
5 movies.
Yeah.
So
maybe they'll do Avengers.
Maybe so, to make it 5.
I'm fine with that.
But if Ant-Man,
maybe they'll do an Ant, but they have to do. But Avengers comes out before Ant-Man.
Like in May.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see what they do.
Well, one way or another would be cool.
Ant-Man will be a tiny screening.
I thought that was really funny. They did their whole ant-sized teaser thing.
So maybe they won't do a marathon to debut Avengers.
There's a lot of people that were complaining, like, oh, this is dumb. They're doing a teaser for a teaser. I'm like,
Whatever, it was fun.
It's funny. Like, that's a good joke.
Whatever, that's been happening for a while. There was a teaser there's been teasers for quite a bit now. That's like
ever since people went to go see like a movie just to see a trailer for something like episode 1, just to see the trailer, like that's fair game. That's right. They watched it. Anyway.
Is this thing done yet? Almost. All right, so
exporting.
We're going to do that. We're going to stop the broadcast, then we're going to record a promo, and then you can go home.
That sounds like a plan.
All right, I'm going to keep you here forever.
All right. Okay. Thanks for listening, YouTube.
Well, we got to wait for this to finish.
Well, just kidding.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
You're always thankful.
I am. I'm glad. People want to listen to us. That's cool.
Yeah. I guess it's cool. So why did Craig joke? Was that like some inside joke?
About what?
When Craig said Josh was having a baby, or just because Josh knows Josh doesn't like kids?
I don't know.
Craig just being weird?
I thought that was funny, though.
Dude, I have no idea.
Because you can't read, like,
it's probably just him messing around.
So I couldn't tell if Josh was like, oh, yeah, you guys didn't know.
Maybe Craig just knew enough that... What's your average per show, listeners? I think it's like 150.
We were talking about it the other day. It's hard to know.
It's hard to get a definitive number, but I would say in the 150 range.
Something like that. And we have new people popping up all the time, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because we also, part of it is we look at, like, our...
It's so weird when people just post...
Like the contact, number of people that contact us or that are involved in chat or another way interact with us, So you can tell a certain amount of that. But then, there's lots of people that probably don't. I don't know. Now you're checking your Facebook?
No, I'm just on Facebook. And Clicker Heroes. See how much money I got. Heroes. I could do that. That's not exciting at all. Here's me.
All right. Fucking. See you guys.
I'm on level 97.
You don't even have to be there for it to stream. You just leave that up all day.
That could be like my holding screen.
Yeah. Watch my Clicker Heroes thing go.
See, I level up these guys, and it goes faster. Look at how fast it's going now.
Wow. Yeah, this would be a good stream.
This is so exciting, you guys.
You can just play that while we're recording our regular shows.
No, because it takes a lot of memory.
Oh, okay.
Not a lot, but...
Yeah, we did a little tribute on the show, Steve, earlier before you got in. Listen to that.
What?
It's my shin bone.
What?
Look.
That sounds weird.
Like a hollow bone.
Ah! Alright. Well, I think we're ready to cut it all out here, so...
Cut out this YouTube. Bye.
See you guys later. Thanks for coming around. Josh, hopefully we'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, be cool. And we got to have you on the show.
You can come to the arcade festival and we can record.
Record then. That's true. Yeah, you can just come out maybe like after you come over here or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
Figure it out.
What your schedule is.
Yeah, we should do that. Oh, it is the anniversary weekend.
Perfect. Rachel can come on too.
Yeah.
I know that's what she was saying she wanted for her anniversary.
Yeah.
To be a guest on our show. Oh.
Well, at some point in the coming... Oh, they're staying in Palm Springs.
Ooh, where are you staying?
I'm staying at Oasis.
Ace Hotel?
Oh, Ace Hotel's a good place.
That place is cool.
Do you know where you're staying? He doesn't know.
He doesn't even know.
Even if you don't stay at the Ace Hotel, you should go eat at the Ace Hotel because that restaurant is amazing.
And you can go to the swimming there because they have like their swim club.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
It's a place we've been before. Oasis is pretty cool. It's a cool B&B type place.
Nice.
That's cool.
Ace Hotel is the one where they have turntables in the room, so Janelle brought a bunch of my vinyl. Surprised me.
Nice.
We listened to Javelina's 10-inch pretty cool.
Super hipster.
Yeah, it's about as hipster as it gets.
Bring records.
Well, they had them there. Like, they have a little selection there, but she brought, like, some 7 inches out and stuff. And then my 10-inch of Javelina.
Figure I can just hop on the internet show if worst comes to worst.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
true.
we'll definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely,
Doesn't
absolutely.
have to
That's
be.
the plan. Just we'll definitely have you on, and we also got to discuss the bet.
The bet.
So what are you waiting for?
According to VG charts, the numbers.
But we're
are
not
out
going
yet.
by
I
VG
know,
charts.
but I wanted to have all the numbers before we talk about it.
What?
But if it happens, if we're able to get Josh in there before that, that's cool. See?
So we should have it this
It's
Thursday.
coming out right.
Okay. Well, keep us posted.
In all reality, I lost. I realized that. But we gotta have all those final things to argue about first.
All right.
I realize it's not happening.
I'm shutting this down.
All right, shut down the broadcast.
But thank you, everybody, and thank you, Josh, and everybody else in the chat, and everybody all over the world. Rock over London.
Rock over Chicago.
Rock on Chicago.
Rock on Chicago.
You don't even know.
I know.
Wheaties. Breakfast of Champions.